Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to Quests in Chaos. I am Tiana Wren Hansen. I can get my own name right, I promise. My pronouns are she, her, fey, fair, and tonight I will be your game master as we wrap up this adventure with Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Speaking of we, for the last time, let's go ahead and have our lesbians introduce themselves, starting over here. Come on, lesbians. Let's go, lesbians.
The U-Haul.
Here we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Amber Rose for maybe the last time today.
Oh.
Also, her pronouns are also she, her.
Cheryl, I am playing Cove. I use she, they. Cove uses they, them.
Hi, I'm Pooja, and I'm playing Philomena Lowe, and we both use she, they.
Hi, I'm Angel, and I will be playing Risa Corazon Buenaflor, and we both go by she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Cal. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Amanita Rivensis, who uses she, they pronouns.
And we got the name pronunciation correct by the end.
Yeah, it really sucked because when I first made this character, I was like, oh yeah, it's Amantia. Not Amantia, it's Amanita.
It does say the wrong spelling.
You know what? It's okay.
Amanita cares either, so
It's canon. It's canon.
It's very like old world medieval. It's like spelling, standardized
What's that?
spelling. What is this
as long
nonsense?
as you say it right.
Exactly.
Why spell when survival?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So we're going to begin the game in just a moment, but first, let's acknowledge an important friend of the channel, Evil Hat Games. Thirsty Sword Lesbians is published and distributed by our dear friends, Evil Hat Games. We want to shout out their latest release, Girl by Moonlight, a game about the tragic struggles and defiant triumphs of a group of magical girls resisting an oppressive society. Girl by Moonlight explores the heartbreak of denying who you really are and the transcendent power of relationships and community. Their backer kit is over, but please support them by buying their products at their website, evilhat.com, and keep an eye out. Girl by Moonlight will be available at some point in the near future, I imagine. They're pretty fast with that. Evil Hat has also been kind enough to offer a giveaway to help introduce more folk to the queer revolutionary joy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So tonight, during this show, we will be giving away a code for $25 in Evil Hat electronic products, PDFs. So listen as you watch, and we will give you instructions on how to enter. So before we jump into the game, let me quickly remind everyone what inspiration looks like this month. For 1 inspiration coin or 500 bits, the players may add a d6 to their dice pool. Now they have to declare this in advance of the roll because this is a 2d6 system. For 2 inspiration coins or 1,000 bits, the players may purchase a string on each other or an NPC, as the case may be. We have bits already. Let's go ahead and handle this.
Ha-cha-cha.
Interesting.
Ha cha cha.
So first of all, we have 1,000 bits from Duke Fleeg for the players. This will be less than 5 hours, I promise.
Thank you.
And then 1,000 bits from Lady Bedivere to the control room.
Thank you.
You can just head through.
Far away.
We're going to use those at some point.
Eventually.
Yes.
So that's all that we have for that. I believe you had 9 inspiration left over from last time, which means that you have 11 now.
Wow.
Yes, and this game will probably require more rolling than previous weeks. Just throwing that out there. So let's go through the recap real quick so we can jump into the juicy story. Les Violettes followed the trail to the Squealing Pig. There they found Cora, a scribe of one of the lords of industry, and after some drinking, dancing, and flirting shenanigans, including some quality time in the women's restroom, returned to the Baron's manor, where, with the guidance of Mercedes Duchamp, they found the Baron's personal diary. Within, they found the outline of a man slowly being persuaded into the ideals of Les Violettes. Now, if only they could find this man. Hoping to use Amber Rose's connection with the unseen, we find Les Violettes in the Baron's rose garden. So True Night has set in over the manor. It has set in quite a while ago, but you really feel it most strongly here, surrounded by these beautiful flowers, the lights, everything is just set up for a lord's evening in the Rose Garden. But you know from what Mercedes has said that no one really ever comes here, at least not as far as she's aware. So you find yourself in this beautiful rose garden, and immediately, Amber Rose, you can feel the weight of memory, the pressure of deep emotion that flits through the shadows with the unseen. So you have a pretty good sense. This is a good spot. So what would you like to do for this ritual?
Okay, so immediately I think Amber Rose starts digging through her bags, pulls out all these candles and starts throwing sigils all the way, almost like this mad dash to like do everything all at once. And it's like she kind of like goes into this sort of flurry of action where like, okay, salt is being thrown around, crystal, and everyone's laid out. And she's like muttering gibberish that makes no sense to anybody but her. And I think you're just watching her just frantically go around. It's almost like animalistic the way that she's roaming around here. Which is a lot more uncontrolled than how normally she looks like when she's doing rituals or like talking about these unseen.
I'd like to figure out a person,
Go for it.
if that's okay, and I would like to spend a string to do so.
Ooh.
So
All right, so that adds a +3 to your roll. Go ahead and make that roll.
okay. 10.
All right. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Okay. What do you hope to get from this ritual? Like, what do you hope to get from this ritual?
I'm hoping, because in this ritual, I'm using a spell that I have never used before. It is very much like forbidden arts, like deep into the forbidden arts, and I've never tried it before. And this spell is supposed to call upon somebody. And my hope that because I'm testing it on somebody that isn't my brother, that if anything were to go like badly, that I would kind of have a semblance that I'm affecting a soul that isn't my brother, essentially, and I'm hoping to perfect it.
Okay.
Hmm.
How would you feel if I attempted to assist?
Shocked, but shocked and also a little bit hesitant because I know that I'm doing something very, very dangerous and I care about you a lot. And I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but at the same time, I also really care about this ritual and what it could potentially mean to my brother. And so I'm probably going to end up letting you help, but also at the same time, like kind of corral you, like, okay, I'm baby proofing this thing, like you're allowed to do this thing and that thing. But like, no, don't touch that. Don't touch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is the ritual one of your playbook moves?
It is. It says commune with the unseen. You perform a ritual to commune with the unseen and give a dangerous unseen a string on you and roll spirit.
All right.
So yeah, I think I would generally like be around and be directable and be near-ish.
Right.
Because we've talked about rituals before.
Right.
So I would be there. I would not be like super, but I would be close to you.
Right. Yeah. Like I probably give you materials and make sure like, oh yeah, make sure this is the right angle and having you like pull out like the protractors or whatever it is they need to do to like angle the candles right. But I wouldn't let you touch like the spell book or read any of the incantations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. What are the other three of you doing as this, frankly, animalistic ritual is being set up?
Cove does not feel good. Yeah, I think Cove is gonna find Philomena specifically and just be like, can you just, I mean, keep an eye and call me if anything's weird, and then like dip into another part of the.
You're not staying?
I'll be close. It's
a whole thing with your thing with her thing,
I'm
and
not vibing.
you're
with it.
not vibing. Okay. Yeah, I'll holler.
Great.
Yeah, I think Philomena,
2 steps further away.
I mean, maybe is kind of better placed in this because she's so not in touch with this stuff. So she's like, I mean, yeah, Amber Rose is acting a little crazy, but what's weird about that? So, you know, but is like aware that there's like more at play, but it's just like, you know, just like in full like guard dog mode. Like, you know, I'll help if I have to, but I understand that this is kind of outside of my expertise.
Absolutely.
I will guard from over this bush over here.
Yeah, and I'm ready to call Cove if I have to.
Yeah, and Mercedes will go with you, Cove, and show you where a spot that you can like watch without being too close. Risa, what about you?
I think for her, she's probably gonna go into like defensive mode, like defensive soldier mode. I'm like taking a look. It looks like, okay, Amanita and Amber Rose are working on the seance. Over there, Cove is watching with Mercedes. Looking at Philomena like, guess we're on guard duty.
All right.
You stand there, I'll stand here.
Yeah, let's get all. So
They're like-
we got visuals on that.
Triangulate.
Triangulate.
We're
yeah.
gonna try. Yeah, thank you, Cove.
Yep.
We're gonna triangulate.
I call this corner.
Okay. Is that corner better for? Anyway, I'll go to the other one.
Do you want this corner?
No, well, because you want it. It seems.
Oh, so you want it because I want it. Is
Well,
that
no, you always make me explain myself.
I just think it's funny. I just
Okay,
think it's
all right,
funny.
all right. Okay.
Do you want this corner?
No, I'm fine.
It's all yours. I insist.
But
I've made it more beautiful for you by standing here. So enjoy. Smells good. You smell that?
oh yeah, your perfume that you put on your business cards.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that. You like that scent?
Yes, it's lovely. I'll stand in the corner. All right.
This corner or that corner?
Someone make it.
Philomena will gently shove Rita out of the way. This corner.
Aye, Captain.
Looking very flustered.
Just look at Mercedes. I am so sorry.
He's just throwing kisses over to Air kisses.
I hear this is what people are like. So, you know, it's not that
Some
bad.
people are like this.
Wait, can we? Are you saying that loud enough for us to hear?
Probably.
What you say?
You heard me.
I did. Thanks.
Goodness gracious.
Finger guns everywhere.
Ah, the gay panic.
Cope, that was 5 years ago. That's so 5 years ago.
What's the new thing?
Is it really?
No.
Okay.
No, but that's all.
It's universe, I think.
I'm here for it. You were looking like you wanted to say something, Amanita.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sort of watching that exchange happen, and then Philomena kind of wanders, and I'm like, so I might be reading this wrong, but I think she likes you. Like, she just sort of pays you a little bit more attention, right? That's like what people do when they like you. Phil?
What?
Oh my goodness, do you like her too?
All eyes are on you now. I've completely stopped my ritual. I'm like,
More important things.
Like even the unseen are peeking over.
Yes, but just think about it. I'd like to use I ship it.
We're like, actually.
Please roll your new playbook move that you picked up after last week.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll. When you want to make a match between two other people, talk one up to the other. Roll plus heart. I have 0 heart. So I'm gonna use a bit. Because I want this to be succeed.
Thank you, Bets.
Thank you, babe.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12.
Excellent.
Wow.
You succeed with style.
Amazing. Okay, so Are you paying attention to what is happening? Like,
Oh, she's definitely.
talk super loud, but like,
She definitely has her back like towards everyone, but she's like.
okay. I'm gonna give. I can give Phil a string, or I can give Riza a string.
If I will say, if you give, is it a string on you or a string on me?
On each other.
So if she gets one more string on me, she gets an advance.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna give
I've
Riza
seen in
a
advance
string.
before.
I'm gonna give Riza a string on Philomena.
So this is a new playbook. This is a new move that is
my
happening
God.
right now. So I have to look it up right quick. Because I've said this before, but
Page 20, whatever page.
We have page 20.
I don't.
I freaking left my book at home.
I have mine.
Oh,
Would you
To the
so
rescue.
prepared.
look
Can
at
also
you?
read the
Do I
string
get a
advance.
star?
So I can read the string advance that
Yes,
we
please.
have. Okay. If you gain a fourth string on someone, you have a profound insight and learn something about them that even they don't know. The player tells you what you learn, possibly asking the GM for ideas. It's up to you whether you share that insight with a character or not. In addition, clear all but one of your strings on them and gain 2 XP. So you learn something about Philomena that
Deeply profound that
even she doesn't know about herself.
Oh. Drama.
Oh wow. I mean, there's a lot that she knows. She's like very introspective, I think, as a person, and is like working on herself actively. So I'm trying to think of what would be something that she doesn't know about herself. I mean, I think there's like an element of like, I think that there's the thing that she projects, which everybody kind of latches onto, is like she's got this deep guilt. You're a good person. You're a good person. Everybody's telling her you're a good person. I think the thing she doesn't know is that that she, like, I think she's like, I don't want to be in a relationship, a deep relationship, because I'm worried I'm gonna like hurt them or, you know, betray them or something like that. But I think the thing is, she really, really deeply wants that. And so the thing that she doesn't know is that she's like, this is something I so desperately need, but I'm like not giving to myself. And like she wants that selfish desire and like selfish love, but she, yeah.
She's afraid of everything that it comes with.
Yeah.
And she's afraid it's going to go south, maybe from past experiences. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah. And I mean, like, I think she thinks that it's like a selfless thing, but it's like maybe more, it's a more selfish.
Put up like a wall.
Yeah, that it's like I'm selfishly protecting myself. It's actually not a selfless thing that I'm like choosing to keep myself away from a deeper relationship. Yeah. Does that count?
That counts.
Question.
Absolutely.
When this string events happens, like what part of the timeline does the character find out about it? Is it
Effectively right now.
It's like from observation.
Oh,
From your time observing Philomena, from what I can glean.
So and what Amanita just told you possibly made a few things click in your head.
right.
Yeah, because I think
Oh,
like,
because I am okay. I get it.
Yeah. So go ahead and clear all but one string. So you still have one string on Philomena and mark 2 XP.
So your strings are good onto one.
you only have one on me now.
And then you gain a playbook move.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So think about that for a
And then you have one
minute.
additional XP. Yeah.
That's a line.
And then you
Okay.
grab a playbook.
Love it.
Make a move!
Yeah.
Move.
Some good strong moves.
So juicy.
Juicy.
So as things sort of settle down again over in this corner, the unseen nudge your shoulder again, Amber Rose, to be like, keep it going.
Ah,
Sorry.
right. So I immediately like snap back to work, and work mode is back on. Everybody is like, rom-com over.
The rom-com scene was good, but now it is over. While we have this bit of a break, 500 bits from Squeal the Bard to me. I don't think you all realize that I don't roll dice in this. I can get strings, but I don't roll dice.
Get those strings.
Use
Mercedes
those
wants
strings.
all of the strings.
Yeah, the NPCs.
Well, I can think of at least one person who wants strings.
Not icky face.
Call her that.
Comment from us. You call
I love it. It's beautiful.
Icky face. We don't like her. She makes icky faces at the people that we love, okay?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, while I'm doing this ritual, what is Mercedes doing?
Currently, she's keeping Cove company and watching over things. She looks nervous.
Okay.
Partially because you gather without even needing really to roll. This is a place she doesn't usually go, and there's weird shit happening.
Right.
But
Then in mid ritual, can I like call her over because I have a question I want to ask her?
yeah, sure. What's going on?
I'm gonna need you to be very honest with me. How deep was your father's relationship with your mother?
Oh, that's a figure out a person.
Oh, should I roll that?
No.
Well, because it's Mercedes trying to remember, and she's willing to give the information if she knows it. I'm going to ask you to roll for Mercedes.
Oh.
To interrogate her own memory.
Okay. What is her stat for whatever? Okay.
3 and a 5. That's 8. Okay. So just on the base, you can see her just like thinking for a moment. I mean, I was very young when I died. When my mother died.
Oh my god. No.
This is like the Sixth Sense. Like,
But you didn't register like Mercedes as a shadow, right?
Mm.
No.
No. I'm sorry. All of everything. No, I was very young when my mother died, but he always speaks of her very, very highly. As far as I can tell, he loved her. What do you need to know?
it sometimes to call upon somebody, I would need a person who is deeply connected to them, preferably deceased. And since your mother is one such person, I thought I could use her, but I wanted to know how deep that relationship is, because the tighter the draw, the more likely the spirit will come.
Is my mother going to come here? Oh.
Would you like her to?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Amber Rose starts going through her books, like anything about like an unseen, like dead spirit coming back. Inconclusive, but I'm not going to say no. But there's a footnote somewhere.
If it'll help us find my father, then yes. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Is there any way that I can help? I mean, I didn't know her very well, but flesh of flesh, blood of blood, I don't...
Maybe a little bit of your blood.
Sure, someone's got a blade here. That's not milady. Actually. And she goes white for a second before going, okay, and draws her mother's sword.
Oh.
And like holds it between her hands for a second before.
Just don't. Yeah.
No, I truly hate it in the stories when people like cut that. It's stupid.
Do like a fingertip or something.
Sure.
Maybe up here, because there's lots of
Here it's not great.
nerves.
Yeah, and I mean it's a pretty good sized sword. So she like kind of awkwardly holds her arms out and like pricks the inside of her arm with a very. It's not deep, but it does bleed pretty good. Mm-hmm. She kind of but smears it along the blade of the sword before hesitating and then offering the blade to you. Hilt first.
Do some training.
How many training montages have we done?
We need more.
And then Riza has like a little band-aid. It has hearts on it.
Oh,
She'll use that to like butterfly
you
it
get it out of
closed.
the titty folder.
Oh yeah. Component, there you go.
Absolutely. She uses that to like butterfly it closed and then wraps some cloth around it just to keep it protected.
Okay, so I gingerly take the sword, and then sort of like a shadowy energy wraps around the blade and kind of like, it's like the blood kind of dances off the blade and starts smearing itself around the circle.
Beautiful. All right. And you can feel the power beginning to thrum around you. And you can feel the ritual is about to properly begin.
Riza in battle stance
As
already.
Cove just Homer Simpsons into the head.
Cove, are you good?
Ready to fight, but
I would like to kneel outside of the circle in front of Amber Rose, and I want to like dig my hands into the earth and just kneel there, and like I'm watching Amber Rose. I'm just right there.
All right. So, Amber Rose, it's the moment of truth.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me that ritual.
That's a 10? 12. But is it okay if I purposely lower my roll? Or...
You can spend a bit to only take one of those dice if you would like.
Okay, yeah. I would...
To effectively take a die away.
you take one away, you will fail.
I won't because I have 2 in spirit.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I will use a bit to half fail.
Yay!
We love that.
We love the drama moments.
Juicy.
Amber Rose lowers herself into the center of the circle, and instantly the room feels like freezing cold. All of the warmth just seeps out of the room, and it just feels like it was dark in this rose bower room before, but it just feels somehow darker, but things are still visible. And suddenly everybody can hear like sort of like whispering. It's nobody can normally hear the unseen, but suddenly they're very loud. It's very loud whispering. It seems like everybody wants to speak at once.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say these like shadowy chains come out and they start binding my limbs to this circle as my eye, the pupils of my eyes just disappear into the back of my head. And so in this playbook mode, it says that I perform a ritual to commune with the unseen, and then a dangerous unseen gets a string on me. And I get to choose 2, and one of the things is to ask a question from figure out a person of anyone, anywhere, if I can name one of their deceased loved ones.
Mm.
And so my head rolls back and I speak the Baron's name. And I ask for him to come forth. I call upon you under the name of your wife, Irene Duchamp.
All right. What would you ask him?
I want to ask him, how could I get you to come back to us?
All right. So you feel this power enveloping around you. The blood has sparked you've done some things with the unseen, with this power before, but you've never done anything this powerful, especially with blood backing it, and freely offered even. In the back of your mind, freely offered the thing your brother never got. And then you hear this woman's voice in your ears. You can't really make out what she's saying. She's so quiet, but cultured.
All right.
And then you feel this horrible pressure in the center of your chest as something is trying to dig into you.
I hold on. I try to beef through that pain.
All right. And the rest of you are watching. There's this glowing light around Amber Rose, specifically centered right over her heart. And then her eyes start to not just glow, but shine with a black-green light. As Amber Rose, you see earlier today, this morning, You are seeing just image after image after image cross through your mind. It is blindingly fast. It is hard to hold on to, but you can feel this pressure inside of you, this unseen, that is currently riding along inside of your body, reaching out and helping slow it down, like slowing down the film, and helps pull it to a stop. And you see the Baron. You know what he looks like. His paintings were in the manor. You have a pretty good idea what this man looks like. And you see him standing and talking with one of the Lords of Industry. You recognize him, of course, as the one in blue and white. And they're talking, they're very serious. You can't quite make out what they're saying, but it's very clearly a very serious conversation. And as you're watching, it gets more and more heated. It becomes an argument. It becomes a fight in everything except coming to blows. And then, from the perspective of the unseen, from someone who watches over her husband at all times, you can see what she tried to prevent. Someone comes into the room behind them, and you see an older man that you don't recognize. He looks like he might be another high up person. But in your mind, you can hear the whisper, he's a baron. Another of the barons of industry. And that comes as a shock to this unseen that is inhabiting your mind. Barons don't come to the other islands unless they are invited. But next to this baron, you see a very familiar face. Your brother, Ambrose, is walking next to this baron, dressed in silvers and blacks, much like yours, but counterchanged, and looking every bit as arrogant as you can remember, every bit as, well, confident, every bit as sure of himself. And his hands start glowing as he pulls, and you can feel the unseen being drawn toward that power in the memory. And she's able to hold on, held by like pure love and devotion and everything that she has for her husband. But you see the other unseen getting sucked towards the center of this maelstrom of power. And into all of this, the Baron, the invading Baron, for lack of a better term, puts a handkerchief to his nose and mouth and pours out a little vial. And Baron Duchamp collapses. And Ambrose looks, and you can't hear anyone else, but you can hear him. You can hear that voice that you have known since the minute that you were born. Yes, I'd rather believe that we can gather him up now. All's well then, my lord? And you watch as this invading Baron and Ambrose gather up Baron Duchamp and leave.
Am I still in the vision, or?
You are still hovering in the midst of it, surrounded by everything that you feel in this moment.
Just absolute anguish at this person that I thought had disappeared for no apparent reason, and I've been desperately trying to find him for the better part of 2 years even. I've spent my time, my tears, my sanity on essentially the other half of my soul, and to see how far he's just gone absolutely breaks me.
And that hard pressure in the center of your chest turns for a moment into a mother's comfort. Just for a moment, as you feel that little press against your heart, that soft, I'm sorry, before she pulls out of you, leaving you dropping onto your knees on the ground.
Did I manage to figure out where the Baron was taken, or?
You don't know where, but you know who. And with that information, it's significantly easier.
Okay.
What else would you like to ask?
It says I can only ask one question from figure out person, but I can choose another thing to do. I'm still not sure what to do with that yet, but I do know that because I rolled an 8, one of these things go badly, and one of these things is a hungry unseen destroys all non-sentient life in a small area. And so I think as Amber Rose is in this ritual still trying to figure out what to do next, because there's still one power left for one extra thing. So, but she's completely cut off from the physical world where she's not aware of anything that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe something starts seeping out of the circle that she's completely unaware of.
Sure. The spirit that you thought was Ambrose starts to pull away from you, is leaking out of the edges of the circle, recognizing, even if you don't see it yet, that that's here under false pretenses. Mm-hmm. And it is pulling away, trying to get away from you, but it's held by the circle, and it's pulling harder, and it lashes out at the nearest rose bower next to it, reaching out and sapping all the life out of these plants, tearing all of the petals to pieces and throwing them in all directions.
Oh, no, 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 no. What are the plants saying?
There's no words, there's just screaming.
Okay, okay, okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
And then this entity tears through that bower and zips off into the night, unbound, gone.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the circle, and is Amber Rose still like in a vision?
Yes.
So she can't see anything that's happening.
Her eyes are still glowing that black green, as the last presence of the Baroness is still here.
Okay.
Not that Baroness. You love her.
I am gonna sort of stumble into the circle and try to take Amber Rose's hands. Amber Rose, are you in there?
I cannot hear you.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna use nature's touch.
Okay.
When you touch someone and let the power of the natural world flow into them, roll spirit. So I take my hands that are covered in like dirt and sod, and I take Amber Rose's hands and I push them further into the soft earth, and I'm gonna roll.
If you'd like to use a bit, you're welcome to.
I won't need it.
Fair enough.
I will. I succeed. I got a 9, and I'm going to give Amber Rose the ability to speak with plants and animals for the rest of the scene. So she now hears the screaming.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. So you aren't connected to your body at the moment, Amber Rose, but you can feel pressure. And then all of a sudden, like a light switch flipping, you can hear the screams of the plants.
Right. So it's all these shadows just whispering at me, and then suddenly just like
shrieks
of terror. This is I think Amber Rose is getting super overstimulated, and it's like freaking her out now too.
Yeah.
I think that she's like, oh, this isn't right. I feel like I'm being torn apart in this like in between world of spirit and reality. And she's like, if I stay here longer, I'm probably gonna get torn apart. And she's frantically trying to figure out how she can either stay in the spirit world or stay in the material, or go back to the material world.
Come back, please. Come back. I'm gonna kiss her.
I believe that's a move.
It is.
Go ahead and read that out.
Okay. Where? When, okay, nope, that's not it.
It's in the basic moves reference.
Is
on the
it-
bottom left? That one? The
Finally
dangerous?
kiss in a dangerous situation.
Is it that
Oh
one?
yeah. When people finally kiss after a period of tension, each one takes one ongoing to get to safety and protect the other for the rest of the scene.
This game is so good.
So you feel that tearing, that rift in the very essence of who you are, down even further than your bone, down even further than your soul to an extent. This is everything that is you, being torn apart, being caught between spirit and grounding. And then you feel this mouth on yours.
And I think like nature's touch is still happening. Like I feel like I am trying to filter out the screams and combine them with like what I know are whispers of encouragement and love from the plants that are there, and just reminders that like everything dies, it's okay, they'll grow again, it's okay, everything dies, it's okay, they'll grow again, so that you can hear not only the agony but the beauty at the same time.
And the agony is dying down because the spirit that caused it, the unseen, the deceiver, is gone, has run away. And that warm mouth on yours and the pressure of your hands in the earth, and it's like for a moment you are a plant. And your fingers, the roots, as you're digging deep into the soil, and you can feel the life, the purpose, the love streaming into you, both from this kiss and from the land around you. All of the whispers, the encouragement, the speaking of life and beauty and growth, all things that are possible. I think that's really what the big takeaway is, the strength of possibility, the stay. There's so much more to grow.
I think I blink awake, and there are tears just streaming down my eyes as I blink up at Amanita.
Hi,
Hi.
you're back.
Yeah, you drew me back. You gave me roots.
Good.
And I'm like clinging onto Amanita's arms before my eyes kind of flicker over to one of the two spirits that were left, and it focuses on the femme one. And things are clicking in my head now about what I just witnessed about my brother. You never wanted to be here.
Never. He tied me here.
Can I ask why?
Because I hurt you. And the only one allowed to do that was him. And so he killed me and tied me here.
What was your name?
I don't remember.
What he did wasn't right, and I don't have the power to fix what's wrong for you. But now that my whole life's purpose has just gone down the drain, I'm gonna try to figure out how to make that right for you. And I'm gonna choose my second part of the ritual now, which was temporarily alter the unseen nature of a place. And so I want to make this like Rosebow room, like, I guess just return the spirit back to her original form so that she looks somewhat like a human, just for a brief reprieve.
She looks like a 12-year-old girl. And seeing it, you do recognize her. Vaguely. She was one of the bullies. One of the ones that picked on you because you were weird.
You're a child.
Yes, I was. Am.
What you did to me was so petty. You don't deserve.
He thought I did.
I'm so sorry. And you don't have to forgive me, but know that if you will allow me to, I will do everything in my power to try to make this right.
I can accept that.
Okay. Okay.
But you better find your damned voice or he's gonna beat the shit out of you.
And I think the power starts to flicker and she starts morphing back to what she's been for the last decade.
It goes back to being an amorphous spirit. Just a voice.
I'm gonna burn the memory of what you look like into my head so that so that at least one person out there knows what you used to be. And then I think Ambrose kind of sits there for a moment to recollect herself before turning back to the Violettes to explain what she saw.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that exchange did...
You did not hear the unseen.
But we heard Amber Rose.
You heard Amber Rose. And you could hear, especially when she gave the spirit a little bit more form, you could hear a whisper kind of in the back of your mind. Nothing so fully formed as a voice, but enough to be like, no, she's talking to this person, this unseen.
Are you okay?
No, but I'm going to have to be.
Okay.
Right, so, what I saw...
Amber rose to her feet.
Right, what I saw. We're like clinging onto each other.
Yeah, I'll kind of...
It's like a weird group.
Cove, I think it's safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna start picking the circle apart. Just like, oops, that crystal fell over. That's too bad.
Oh no, that one got yeeted into the side of the house.
Oh god.
Oopsie.
Don't break a window, Cole.
Why would I break a window?
You could break a window if you want to.
Or
Maybe we could all break
There's
a window.
not even a window near us right now.
Should we break?
over there?
Should we break a window? I know we're.
My back's been to it the whole time.
If you want to break a window, you can break a window. I'm not going to stop you.
Whoops.
Throw the candle.
Glass shattered.
Philomena's like, yeah, push some stuff.
Let it out.
Go ahead, Cove. Yes. Wait.
We're cheer squad. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That was a lot. Are
Over
you...
the plants, not onto the plants.
Yes.
Avoid.
Are you? Are you all right?
And then Riza is Riza allowed to like tackle hug?
Yeah,
like
go
lick it
ahead.
out like.
Yeah. We both go like sprawling over.
Oh, no, you're both getting thwomped in the hug. Like, and then she's like shaking them.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you? That was scary. I could only see like some of that, but
my mouth is hanging open as I stare at you, and I'm like, "You're different. You're different than." I don't know why I kept looking at you and I kept seeing him, but you're not him.
You could feel Riza like slowly like let go of them, and then is like, your brother.
Yeah, you're good and you're kind and you're loving.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. Thanks.
You give wholeheartedly and you would never hurt anyone.
Okay. We're good. You can toss that to Cove and Philomena and stuff, but I'm good. I don't need compliments to boost my ego or whatever. I don't know where this is coming from.
I mean, she's not wrong. But
It's true. Water.
I want to drink this, but I feel like it might ruin the moment if I just toss it onto my face.
well, why don't you drink it like
Maybe
You don't have to drink all of it at one time. Try one sip, like a little sip.
Just dip your tongue
Just
in
like,
it.
yeah, like a little cat. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I finished wrong by the time you said that.
All right, so what did you see?
And so I start explaining all of the visions I saw, Baron Duchamp's, and then like him arguing with the blue official. So it was Moreau.
Moreau.
Lord Moreau.
Like it doesn't come to blows, but it's a very heated argument before another baron whose name I don't know comes into the room. But I try my best to give like descriptions of this person.
And Mercedes is like, wait, no, back up. Tall, skinny,
Yes.
salt and pepper.
Yes.
Well, that's awkward.
Why is that awkward?
Wait, I think I know. Hold on, let me try. Your dad wants you to marry him.
Not him, his son, but yes.
Who is he?
That's Baron Altamira.
Altamira?
Altamira.
Ultimate
You
blow.
look very awkward.
It's weird. I don't much care for that. But that narrows things down.
Do you know where? I mean, where? If he was here, where would he be?
Well, if he was here, he would have come here in his Zeppelin, because the Barons they always travel by Zeppelin, and they're pretty. They don't move fast, so he's probably on his way back to his island
With your paw?
with my father.
Oh, Zeppelin.
Okay. Do you have anything we could use? I destroyed the car earlier.
Wait, so
I'm sure they have more cars.
They probably
not as good.
Cars
but-
don't fly.
wasn't nice.
Well, no, but the Violettes, we have alliances with some people on planes, right?
Oh yeah, we do.
They share our work on all the islands. You know, pamphlets of our poetry and such.
Good for you for remembering that.
I got a steel trap for plot details.
So
we
call
gotta
in
tell.
favors.
We're gonna call in some favors. Maybe we need to find Nebula. And we get on a plane and we find that Zeppelin.
I mean, I know which island he's from. I can give coordinates, so we can at least be pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a plan, and we probably should move fast before he gets back home. So, if everybody's hydrated,
Zeppelin time.
It's Zeppelin time.
it's Zeppelin time.
Amber Rose looks like there's something more that she wants to say, but then I think eventually she's like going back and forth in her head, and then she ends up not saying anything.
What is it?
What do you mean?
Is there something else?
Everyone's staring at me.
The Zeppelin is slow. We have time.
I mean, that is true. It's about a 3-day trip on the Zeppelin. It's very long, very boring.
And don't try lying to us.
Do you need me to step away?
No. I think I might have seen your mother, Irene, and you can tell that is absolutely not the thing that was going through her head. I might have seen your mother, Irene.
Oh.
She communed with me of some kind. She has a very comforting presence. And I think that it would be appreciative, she would be appreciative if I let you know that she's always watching over you and your father. And that she tried her best to protect him during the incident.
Oh, that's really good to hear. Thank you. I wish I could see her. But
Maybe I can do something for you. I have this move called divination where I can essentially when I have time and safety, I can read the unseen truth of someone present, and then and the GM will tell me something interesting about the person or the obstacles that they face that they don't know, and then I roll spirit.
That feels like a different move for
Okay.
that one.
Okay. In that case, let's see. Is she currently stressed or anything like that? Because if I roll high, she can. I tell her the truth about something that she should probably know, and she clears a condition. If I lie, then I gain a strain on her.
She definitely seems. She doesn't have any conditions on her, if that's what you were asking.
Okay.
Currently.
Okay. I will save that for later then.
Fair enough.
I would like to figure out a person.
I was about to offer that to anyone who would like. And while we're doing that, it's been a minute, and I apologize. Welcome to our Raiders. MRPG official, welcome to the chaos. We are currently in the midst of the final episode of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Les Violettes Dangereuses, at least for now. Perhaps another day we will return.
I failed, but I get a playbook now.
You know, there's something to be said for that.
Is everyone trying to figure me out right now? Because clearly I'm lying.
I think I'm probably gonna wait to try to do that.
My instinct is it'll give you some time.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it might have something to do with that kiss, which isn't my business. Although I ship it.
So my new playbook is Just Like You Wanted, which with infinite reincarnations come infinite chances to acquire resources to your name. Once per session, you may declare that you and your allies have access to exactly what you need in terms of a timely opportunity, vital information, money, or similar assets. So I think, between everything that we already know with the Violettes, I think Cove knows exactly who is available right now, where they are, to get there.
Absolutely. You will need to coordinate with Nebula, and
there is, as a trade-off, I don't want to shit you. Bullshit you, excuse me. As a trade-off, the GM will give you one messy complication that comes with using this resource.
Your ex.
No. My ex that is dead like 3 centuries ago. That one.
Yes.
Or could it fake their death?
Yeah. Maybe they're still around.
They're still around.
They are also
witch,
maybe. Would you like me to contact your spooky ex?
Secretly, my brother was the other end.
Oh my god!
the big scary hellhound.
Yes. How did you know, Tina?
I mean, I've seen your art.
Oh.
Yeet. All right. So I imagine you would like to vacate the premises.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Skedaddle.
We're not
This
technically
popsicle
supposed to be here.
stand.
Yes.
I would
You're here with
like.
me.
I would like
Yes.
to take a rose that is willing to come with us,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to put it in Amber Rose's hair.
Once the rose understands your intention, they're all calling me.
Okay, well we'll be back. All right, I'm just gonna take my shears and just snip one and take off the thorns and go up to Amber Rose and sort of like thank you. Put it on the white side of her hair.
Okay, do I?
Yes.
You can still hear the plants and animals, so you can hear whatever it is that the rose is saying.
The
to
rose
you.
is just singing love poetry to me.
Basically, yeah.
I don't know if it's poetry coming from you or if the rose is trying to woo me for you.
Well, the rose
Poetry
does
was
what the rose wants.
Okay.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Oh my gosh, Spanish beauty over here.
You should really share what you learned. The other stuff you learned. Maybe later when you are feeling more up to it.
Okay.
We want to hear. I want to hear. And we want to be here for you. Okay? Okay. Let's go.
So the six of you return back to the Sugar Bowl. It's quite late, but the party's really just getting started. and you walk in. There's music going and people talking and laughing. It feels it feels like a good party at about 1 a.m. when things are really kicking up good.
There's gonna be some good art tonight.
And you can see Nebula sitting by Fair Self over on the far side of the bar, but Faye perks up when you come in and looks at all of you. And then it's too loud to talk in here, so Faye gestures you into a back room. Frida also somehow appears out of the crowd.
On the back of your head.
And joins the group as now your group goes into a little side room. You can still hear the music, but you can talk over it now as Frida closes the door behind her and like crosses her arms and leans back against it, looking at all of you. Nebula gently ignores her. Right. What did you find out?
We know where the Baron is, or at least where he's headed.
That's excellent news. And how much do you tell Nebula about the information that you received?
So I just start saying what I told to everybody else while keeping my eyes on them to see like if anybody starts going like no, not that. Okay, so I just keep going, and so I essentially tell everything if no one. Yeah.
I think, if we don't trust Nebula, who do we trust?
Right.
Indeed, Frida.
Right.
There's like 20 other Violettes out there.
Must be all those lap times.
It does help. Nebula is
Not always this way.
Started very dumb.
As do we all.
Like
Floating
literally just like
horizontally.
flying into walls.
So cute.
like a little baby angel. Just
Aw.
I'm
Pegasus
sorry.
from Hercules.
Yes.
Oh,
Was there a horse like?
that's up to you.
I think there was now.
Excellent.
On a horse planet.
Or somewhere.
Like to
Star
figure
World.
out-
Congratulations, My Little Pony crossed.
Oh, so Nebula takes all of this in and is listening intently to everything that is being said. And finally, Faye says, well, this is far better news than I dared hope for. You've tracked down quite a lot. I cannot begin to thank you all enough. Yes, we do. And Faye looks over at Frida, who is still just glowering. We do have access to some friends of ours. Friends is putting it. Friends is a little kind. Frida grumbles.
Ex-friends?
They believe in what we do, but they don't believe in the way that we do it. Let's put it that way.
Which part of the way?
They don't like the explosives. They're much more of the, win over the hearts and minds.
That's part of what we do.
We definitely do that.
We just like a little pizzazz.
I mean, if you can't throw a car every once in a while.
Exactly.
What even
are we
is the
doing?
point?
We only live once.
But,
All victories were won with violence.
Wait, what?
Huh?
It's a condition.
I think we all do, right?
Peaceful protest is all well and good, but at some point you have to wield your power as a working class.
This is like baby crazy violence.
I mean, you're not wrong.
it's true.
Anyway, so these friends are of a different persuasion.
A little bit, but they owe me a favor, personally. So, and Faye looks over at Frida again. I'm going to have to go with you, and she's about to shout.
Frida.
You can come too.
Yeah.
Someone has got to make sure that stuff here on the island stays as steady as it can be with everything going on. So,
Team bonding.
if you let Faye get hurt,
Absolutely not.
we are at war.
That's not the plan.
I think, yeah, I'll go up to Frida and like put a really firm hand on her shoulder and say, I got my honor. I won't let anything happen. And if anything does, will you blame me?
All right. I don't like it, but I'm not the one in charge.
Don't look at me.
Obviously, you're in charge, Cole.
No.
Oh, hey, Captain.
Captain Cove.
I did that one already.
We don't like that. Okay.
Look, and Philomena gently brushes in. In the interest of full disclosure, since we're going to be going into actual combat together, I have not been able to draw my sword in some time. Which is why Frida is so concerned, I think.
Not to pry, but was there any... Did anything trigger that you can pinpoint?
We do not have time for an entire therapy session.
I mean, I hear that Zeppelin's really slow.
Maybe hop on Zeppelin and then have story time.
We have to walk over. And then we've got the ride.
I think because I've been thinking a lot about it. You saw, I almost was able to draw it earlier tonight. I'm tired, and I'm afraid because everyone counts on me.
You can count on us.
And you don't have to force something you don't want to force.
You're useful far beyond your martial prowess, which is impressive and was part of what attracted me to y'all in the first place. Like that one time when you gave me that, it was very cool. Yeah, but anyway.
I remember.
Wait, what was this?
And Frida's like, yeah, what was this?
Maybe we should discuss on the walk over.
It's a very slow Zeppelin.
Well, back in the old days.
We are not taking the Zeppelin.
We're taking a plane.
I can imagine Cove just picking up people up. It's time to go.
Well, you see, we got in this fight this one
I'm
time
sorry.
before I'd crossed paths, and it was a really hot fight. Like, there was all this,
Can I lock eyes with Frida and go, like, just raising a brow, like, interesting?
Which part of that are you indicating the interesting in?
Hot fight was the words described.
I'm glancing at Amanita now. I'm like, what was that thing you did earlier today is this what's happening?
Oh my god, the connection!
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Wait, is with that or like with that?
This.
But like, I mean, but I did that with this though.
Right, but
Right.
does the same apply, or is it a one-time thing?
I guess it just depends on whether or I don't know anything about anyone's relationship structure preferences. so like like my family, very my community is not doesn't matter, like if you like that person and that person, like that's cool, right? But not everybody likes that here. I've had to learn that the hard way. So yeah, I haven't checked in yet, so I don't know.
You see, so like gears start clicking inside of Amber Rose's brain, and it's like, I'm so tired of being quiet all of the time. Do you like?
Oh, you want
Oh, that's what it is. Is that what it is?
Are you pointing to Nebula?
Philomena and Philomena.
Well, it would just get so confusing.
Phil and Mina?
Philomena.
Lo and Nebula? Nebulo?
They do say in ancient Greek the root for philo is love or thought or I'm gonna shut up now.
I think Philomena is probably doing the like low grunting. I respect and admire.
Okay, that's good.
These are positive feelings.
Anyway,
now we should go.
I do want to hear about the hot fight.
After we
Yeah, Frida is definitely just like simmering.
just look at Mercedes again and be like, I'm so sorry.
I think Riza's just
I
like,
have so much to
laughing.
write about now. What are you talking about?
Wait, is it confirmed that Mercedes writes fan fictions about the play villain?
She neither
never
confirms
said.
nor denies.
I mean, her dad had this diary, so maybe she writes in her own.
Writes like a genetic thing.
Genetic diary.
Genetic diary. Is it like Repo the Genetic Opera?
If your parents like writing in diaries and
It's just
like,
part of the routine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right, like you look up to them, you're like, oh, my dad's a good dancer, so I want to be a dancer, and you know.
Right.
So,
I did have one other thing that I was going to pitch to the group. I would like to purchase a string on Nebula
Ooh.
all
to
right.
use later.
I'm into it.
Are we cool with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
use those bits.
2 beats. I'm just going to hand
Cool
them.
beats.
Yes, because you're right there on the corner. It's very nice. Go ahead and mark that string.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of bits, we got some bits from one of my favorite viewers, J Matthews 85. 3,000 bits.
What?
Now, allegedly, these are for me because he always gives them to the GM. However, I believe the exact message was, but we both know you probably won't use them, so I guess the players can have a few.
Oh my god.
So, 4 bits for thee, and I'm going to keep 2 of those.
Ooh, I like that big one that you use.
Juicy.
There's,
Juicy.
I was out until I just got those 2.
Thank you, my friends.
Thank you so much, J Matthews. Always, always, always a pleasure having you in the chat.
Aww.
All right. So the now 7 of you, as you slowly like conglomerate around, you make your way toward
Wait, 7 or 8?
7.
7 because Mercedes and Nebula.
And Frida?
Frida staying behind.
okay.
Which is why we got the talk.
Got it.
Yeah, which is the messy part of the favor that you received. So the 7 of you make your way toward an area of the island that none of you are super familiar with, except that it's near where the elevators down to the mining shafts are. And it's noisy. It's hot. It stinks. Everything about it feels like death. But Nebula guides you along the outskirts of this area toward a large warehouse. And Faye goes over to the door and knocks a very complicated set of raps that are then answered from the other side by another set. And Faye knocks again, and another set. And finally the door opens. The town at night.
Look, a card.
You know, I wasn't worried about that one because I knew it was going to be below the table, but
Throw the Zeppelin.
Probably.
I believe in you.
That's a surefire way to make sure everybody at the table's smitten.
Oh, so strong.
oh my glob, so strong.
Be not afraid.
Another one.
Okay, maybe a little more afraid. But the door to this warehouse opens, and you see inside, guarded by some very serious-looking people who are kind of perhaps a little bit upset with Nebula as Faye walks in. But this place, there's, that you can see immediately, 4 really good-sized little planes.
Are they different color? What do they look like?
They're slightly oversized fighter jets. So looking at them, and they are a complicated beast of machinery, and I mean this is This is tech on the level that most of you never see. The car was complicated enough. These things are something else. They also look a little bit ramshackle in that we have fixed this with baling wire and a prayer kind of way.
Do these look like pilots that are just grumpy that they are awake at 1 a.m.?
At least two of them look like they match that description. One of them is an administrative sort who is just telling Nebula off.
I just like float a couple extra inches behind her.
And you definitely see like nerves starting to set up with the administrative person as they glance up at you, just like trying to stay focused, but oh god, what is this person doing? Creepy, terrifying, love
what
it.
about the last one? The fourth one?
The fourth one is sitting over on the side eating a sandwich and looking just amused as all hell.
Oh my god, can Riza come over and join them and just join the amusement of like watching this chaos?
Absolutely. When you come over and sit next to her, she pushes a bag of chips in your direction.
Oh, you're speaking my language. She pops one in, she's like, open your mouth.
Good shot.
Ew. Can I get a bite of that sandwich?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's good. Did you make it yourself?
I
Oh,
did.
handmade. What else can those hands make?
You know, maybe you'll find out one of these days.
I like how you speak. So she's like just chilling with the chips. Can I toss it over to one of the fields? Anyone else want chips?
Ah! Ow.
Another one?
Yeah.
Got it.
Ah.
Okay, this one I'll do
Okay,
later.
focus up.
Focus. Nice.
Nice.
10 points.
This dexterity training is important. You know,
Yes.
reflexes.
Yeah.
What about you, Phil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go long. Go long.
Get it in her mouth!
It's like slow motion. Like,
It's gonna be a perfect thing, and then I hear that, and
Get
it like
it
distracts
out.
me. And then I'm like, I just like fall over.
and the tank goes down.
I have some of the unseen like trying to catch the thing, and so
Wait,
it's
the chip or Philomena? You said thing.
the chip. Not
That Philomena. She's
The
like
thing.
the one chip.
I mean, don't waste food, right?
I take. I can't see the unseen, but I just.
We're
take
here
the
on a
chip.
very serious mission and we need to get going.
How is the administrative person
So
doing?
any of this we can do when we get back, maybe?
The administrative person is looking more and more unsettled between this food thing and co-floating. And finally the person with the sandwich calls over, "Hey, I'll take them. Stop fucking around. Why are we messing with this? Let's go.
Speaking my language.
Like that.
We're gonna go and strike against a baron. Like, how cool is that? Let's
Throw
go."
in extra
Yeah.
sandwiches.
I have some mushrooms. You want some mushrooms?
Yes, after we get back.
Okay.
Mushroom sandwiches. Can Riza be smitten by food? But the fact that they have food.
Like, I love it. I love
a
someone
good
cook. Yeah, I love someone cook.
Lust at first sight is a playbook move. When you become smitten with someone you barely know, declare your undying love and give them a string.
Sandwiches have a string on you.
Absolutely.
That is so funny.
Speaking of,
I'm just gonna collect all the flowers
Right.
back here.
so I forgot to say that during the ritual, I completed a trial, which is kiss someone dangerous.
Congratulations.
Okay, so I marked XP and I cleared my frightened condition. I
Excellent.
just wanted to state that.
Brilliant. Thank you. All right. So the pilot, whose name you still haven't gotten.
Well, since someone's feeling things about you and your sandwiches, could we get your name, please?
Can Riza sense the Wait, can I figure out a person?
On the sandwich?
Do you even have
Philomena.
I'm gonna say that you wear your heart so big on your sleeve that everyone sees this.
It's Tuesday.
Just a regular old Tuesday.
So it is. I'm Eliza.
Eliza? It's a pleasure.
Pleasure.
What a pretty name.
Thank you.
I love your sandwiches so much.
Philomena's like, do I cook? What's the game?
Fat, juicy sandwiches. Ham and cheese.
Right. Well, we could sort all of that out when we get back. So load them up, folks. Let's get going. It's a bit of a tight squeeze in the jet.
Snuggle it.
Yeah, it's very close quarters, but you're all able to fit in, and Eliza kind of settles and feels the weight of the plane. All right, let's do this.
Woo.
And
Guys, we're gonna be a bird.
Rock and roll.
I think Philomela's face drops at that. I prefer being a flower.
Oh.
I mean, sorry, that was a mood kill. Sorry.
No.
Away! Flat! Sore!
That's okay. Sometimes certain things make us feel certain ways, even if they're completely innocuous.
Yep.
And I apologize.
No, you don't need to apologize. You're fine.
And it's okay. You're a flower.
Yep.
You're a really good flower.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
And with that, the engines start up, the propellers start whirring. Anyone who knows anything about machinery, this is a well-loved and well-kept-up machine. You can feel that, you can sense that, you know that immediately. This is also a very old machine that is definitely a little bit nerve-wracking as you feel it shuddering a little bit under you. And the planes pulls out onto a street. It's not even a full-on runway, but it's a good-sized street. And Eliza's like, all right, we're going to have to kick it a little bit to get this fat bird up. Let's go. And it's a bit of a haul getting off of the runway. But
We got some extra weight on board.
If you get scared, you can hold my hand.
Wait, would Cove weigh anything if Cove is floating?
Wait, Cove, you can choose to sit, can't you?
But it's
Yeah. I sit all the time.
Sitting is fine. Walking is...
I just sit in midair.
Aw.
and that would relieve some of the weight on the burb.
Flower.
But
No, the plane could be a bird.
But we're not
I'm not a
Plane is a
bird.
bird,
Plane's a bird.
but Phil is a flower.
That's right.
Oh.
Anyway, let's go.
all these messy feelings. Let's go. and after a little bit of a strain, the plane gets up into the air, and you all feel that swoop of weightlessness as all of a sudden you are no longer connected to gravity, at least not in the same way. And Eliza might be showing off just a little bit as there's some swoops and banks to get through all of the towers and all the various stacks of everything going on. It's a little bit of show off going on, but you finally reach the open sky and the night around you.
Oh.
I was ready for this.
We made it!
As the Violettes go flying into the sky, chasing after the Zeppelin carrying away Baron Duchamp, we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Oh.
So, thank you all so much for joining us thus far, and I'm very excited to see what happens in the second half. I'm not sure what the keyword is, but
I'm
Would it be-
guessing it's
I'm guessing it's probably lesbians.
Lesbians.
No, it's hashtag
Oh.
juicy.
Yes.
Hashtag juicy in the chat for your chance to win $25 worth of PDFs from Evil Hat Productions. I picked up some more of their, as I spit across the room, I picked up some more of their stuff on free RPG day. So I highly recommend. They've got some great stuff going on. But we are going to go ahead and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So stay tuned, friends. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to Quests in Chaos. My players are trying to break me. When we left off, Levia Le Dangereuse had found out a lot of information because of a very effective ritual assisted by the strength of love, heart, and sword. Guiding us along our way to find out what the truth is. Before we truly jump in, remember to enter hashtag Juicy in the chat in order to enter for your chance to win $25 Evil Hat PDFs off of evilhat.com. Highly recommend. Love it.
I was just explaining before we came back from break that this is a site for lesbians.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's part of why they were.
That was
That's part of what was breaking me because Angel didn't know that.
I thought it was really
it's really great.
It's amazing.
Serendipity. That is what very serendipitous.
Very, very serendipitous. So, as this heavily loaded plane makes its way up into the sky, you can see this is a view that I don't think any of you except maybe Cove has ever seen. The view of the Earth from above. And from up here, you can see the island that some of you have lived a lot of your lives on. Your tragedies, your heartbreaks, your loves, your losses were contained in that little island. And below you is the planet that is dying, if not completely dead. And dotted on the horizon, you can just see lights of other islands. It's very much like a cruise ship type of thing, where you can see them, but they're so far away, they might as well be on the other end of the galaxy. But you are zipping through the air, heading for the Zeppelin. Mercedes is leaning forward and talking to Eliza, giving her the coordinates to help guide her along the way. And finally, Eliza just like very gently reaches back, puts a hand in the center of her chest, and pushes her back. Like, there can only be one pilot on this plane, dear. But you are all zipping through the air toward the Zeppelin. You'll probably get there in about an hour. This little thing is moving fast. You can like feel your teeth rattling with the vibrations.
I think in one moment of turbulence with the offer, Philomena will grab your hand.
Oh. The hand and then
I'll ship it.
and then you can they're holding hands. Yeah, and then they'll put another hand over like, you're nervous?
I've never been up this high before.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty out here. I'm surprised you've never been on one of these before.
I mean, I pretty much stuck to Frisia. I was included in some of the more upper class stuff, but I was never really one of them. I mean, I very much of the earth, you could say.
You know, I was always curious if it's okay. You mentioned whenever I talk to you about your past, you don't really ever kind of glaze over it. I was just wondering about it, your life before the Violets.
Yeah. Well, I was one of the Hawks, and I grew up real poor, and as a way to get out of that, I started stealing from some of the higher ups.
No way.
Yeah.
Stealing? You?
Yeah. I had a whole little gang.
A whole gang? No way.
Yeah, I was sort of the head honcho of this silly little
Biggest heist.
Okay, so you know where they make the cars?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, down by the docks, right?
Yeah. So that goes for a lot of money in the black market.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So you know, a lot of us had parents who worked at the factories, so we could get in, and they didn't care. So we fleeced this place. Fleeced it.
How many in your
Head to toe. Well, there was at most there was about 20 of us. Yeah.
20 of you.
Yeah.
Carrying those cards out like they're nothing.
Yeah, and
You had Cove on you, I mean.
oh, well, we wouldn't have had to carry much, would we? Well, that particular fleece was actually what got us caught.
Disbanded?
Well, I mean, we made enough of a fuss that they sent the Hawks after us.
And then you were part of the Hawks.
Well, you know, it's better than jail or labor in the mines. And she was persuasive, glamorous, exciting.
Really enticed you, I guess?
She did, yeah.
Were you the only one she took in? What about the rest?
I don't know. I was always too scared after to look into it.
Well, whatever case it is, you survived, and I don't think you should feel guilty about it.
No, probably not.
So then the Hawks. So gang, gang, Hawks. I've only seen the outside of the Hawks, and their leader's pretty cool looking. And you guys seem kind of close. What's that about?
Well, you know, I became her right hand, and you know, yeah, we worked together
Together.
in a way that is not professional.
Do elaborate.
Well, we hooked up a lot. And,
Wow.
yeah, we were,
We're going
you know,
that
we
way.
were, you know,
Wow.
yeah, and
Wow.
it was great, yeah. But I don't know. I think I was always more of a sort of a toy for her than anything. Not really a person, just sort of an object,
A shiny one?
I guess.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, for a long time, it made me feel good. I was special. And she, but the things that we did to people eventually caught up with me. My conscience got the better of me. And I had to walk away. And she didn't like that.
I heard stories about the Hawks growing up. They would go island to island. And you know what? Actually, skipping over that, I'm really excited about the hot fighting you were talking about with Nebula.
Well, that was before I. Yeah, I mean. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
got a timeline. Who have you not hooked up with on the islands?
Oh, what? No, the hot fighting was a fight, but it was a hot fight. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was tension, you know? There was.
You can see Riza she's kind of like teetering in a way. She's kind of like, okay, interesting, you know? She was feeling like there was like a low point at one point, but she's kind of like, no, it's cool. We're not gonna go too deep. Just surface level.
I think. Okay.
All of the papers.
Yeah. I am going to use one of my playbook moves in this moment after kind of laughing. And make it right. So,
Ooh.
I'm gonna say, Risa, there's something maybe this isn't the right time, but there's
There's plenty of time on the Zeppelin, they say.
There was one time I left the island. I went to where you're from.
Island?
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You ever tried the pork adobo? It's really good.
I haven't had the chance. Listen, Riza, I never got to personally meet your folks, but there was a time when it seemed like they were there were some people who thought they were overreaching, and they hired the Hawks to stop them from doing that, and I was a part of that operation.
You know how they say there's a right time for everything? This is probably the worst time you could have said something like that. You know, my dad lost his leg because of you.
You, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
No, you wouldn't have known that. They just took everything with them and didn't look back. You should have seen his face when he was like, look, we're gonna get out. We're gonna get out. We finally have enough money. You just let them? You grew up poor. And are you serious? You were part of that? Everything he worked for. You took it away. You let them. I can't believe I'm working with you. You were charmed by her? You were so charmed by her that you just... It's not even just my family. So many people went down because of that. And then, like, she's like blinking and she realizes how small the place is and goes, oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna sit in the back now. And then you can just see her like just slowly take her hand away from Philomena as she like tries to kind of push her way to the farthest corner that she can in the Zeppelin. Because she's usually not anything other than flirty and fun. And so this is kind of like a lot for her. She's like, holy shit, like everything that she's built has like gone down. Not only like like in her past, but also like the front she has built in front of her friends. And she kind of feels embarrassed in a way.
I think I'm gonna catch Amanita's eye and just kind of nod toward Riza. And then like
so I think, not to bring this back to mechanical stuff, but there are a few options that you can take when making this move. The person who is being told the bad thing gets to do, and I think that you lashed out and that I stagger. So I forgot what stagger does, but
On the move reference.
Here.
thank you. I don't have any conditions. I think I grin and bear it and take 2 conditions.
All right. Which 2 do you take?
Well, guilty, obviously. And I think hopeless is the other one. Yeah.
Riza, how are you doing after all of that?
You can see her like she's like balled herself up. Usually she likes to take up like a lot of space. She's like basically like whoosh. Right now she is like in the corner. She is just like standing. I don't know. Are we sitting? Is it like too? Like how tall is it? Like are we?
It's tall enough that you can kind of like hunch your way through, but you can't stand up straight.
Okay, so she's looking like a little gremlin. Not the prettiest kind, because usually she holds herself in like high esteem, but right now she's just like here and she's holding herself. Like you can see like her nails or manicure nails like digging into her skin, and she's shaking, and she's just kind of letting all of those like emotions, which she's kind of repressed. She hasn't really been able to like talk about it because like her family, her dad kind of grins and bears it too. He's like, no, it's just natural. That's just how things are. But to her, that she just feel angry because it was like taken away, and she kind of feels hopeless from that moment. And it kind of, they're all resurfacing again.
I'm going to say from that interaction, you also take a condition.
Okay.
You take angry.
Angry, yeah.
I'm just going to tell you which one.
Angry. That one makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're bleeding.
And then like Riza can't even like hear anything. Like it sounds, you know, like the sound that you hear from like you hear a lot of like computer sounds. Like it's a high pitch, just like stream, yeah, beep. And like she just keeps digging and digging, like cannot feel anything. She just
I'm going to take some moss out of my pocket, and I'm just gonna start mopping up the blood.
and then she feels it and she like flinches. She's like, don't touch me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And then she goes back to kind of like her little like corner.
Quick check-in. Everyone good?
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
We use our safety tools around
Yeah.
here. Damn it.
I'm gonna glance at Amanita and kind of like quirk my head to see if everything's okay. I'm gonna slowly approach Riza and just ready to just back the hell away if my presence is not wanted. Does Riza allow Amber Rose into her space?
Riza definitely can feel like the increasing set of eyes on her. Like she felt like she realized Amanita was there. Now she's kind of a little bit more aware of her surroundings. So she's kind of like glaring at this point.
Yeah, I noticed
she doesn't seem welcome.
Yeah, I noticed your anxiety, and I snap my fingers, and it's like you're suddenly encased in a darker bubble. The shadows, the unseen, have completely, I guess, isolated you from the prying eyes. I can also exclude myself from this space if you'd prefer it.
I think I'd rather have that. Okay. And then you can see Riza like slowly sink to the ground, just becoming even smaller. She's kind of like in a ball now, like hugging her knees.
Okay.
She might need some time.
That's okay. I am. You don't even need to shout. All you can do, you can pat the space, and I'll know.
You can see just a gentle like nod.
Okay. And my hand hovers over your shoulder to see, like, just seeking permission if I could touch you.
I think she'll allow it.
Yeah. So
but very briefly.
Yeah, I give you a tight squeeze, and then I sink back into the shadows, and you are in your own space.
And there is like an appreciation from Riza. She is like pretty explosive in both realms of like flirtation and also when she gets really angry. So right now it's just the heavy, like even though there's shadows, I assume there's like you can feel just emanating like anger, just seething.
Yeah.
You can hear the crunch of a chip.
Eliza.
Just for comfort.
So the rest of the plane ride is painfully silent. Before we get much further, welcome to our Raiders, Lost Caravan RPG.
Hi, Lost Caravan.
So good to have you all here. You have been found here with us as we just found out that the characters were connected in ways that they didn't know about. We've known this since session 0, but
But now the characters know.
finally came out. Make sure to put #juicy in the chat to win for a chance to win $25 worth of PDFs from Evil Hat Publishing. I forget the
Production.
Thank you, Productions.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I forget that. I love their stuff.
I mean, we're in the middle of a very emotional.
Yeah, there's many reasons why you might forget.
That's
Is that
totally
what's happening
fine.
right now?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna like hide behind my roses. It's fine.
Eureka Rose.
Oh. I've gathered my flowers here. But finally.
Oh man.
There's not a lot in it.
It's almost like Ko has been fighting alongside human people for a long time.
Yeah, I think that
I recognize this.
Throughout this, I mean, Philomena is like totally blocked off. Is just like, but like definitely partakes and gives like a curt nod to Cove.
Does Cove have like multiple like you know like how they have a utility belt, but it's just like drinks like
Water.
The bandolier
They
drinks.
they have like that weird interdimensional space, right? Because the transformation, so they can pull things
portal tummy.
from
Portal tummy, like a kangaroo pouch. A portal.
Yeah. Oh, a portal tummy. I love it. Yeah. Absolutely. Just like. Oh no, that's weird. I don't like that. I think it just comes from like the space around them, right? They're
Sure.
like, okay, that comes from like 3 lives ago. Here you go.
Oh, so is it?
It's well aged.
Aged water. Aged water.
Oh,
I think that's just called stale water.
It's just still water.
But I mean, if it's in a space that isn't really touched by time, does
That
that?
is
True. Very
fresh water.
wow. Untouched.
Aged whiskey,
Time.
fresh water.
I got this from a waterfall.
Oh.
Oh, lovely. So it takes longer than you think than anyone thought it would. Partially because the plane is a bit heavier loaded. Partially because the Zeppelin apparently managed to put some speed on. It takes a solid few hours. Like people are taking naps around. The people who can are taking naps around the plane. Nebula has looked and checked in on everyone, but Faye's definitely like leaned back, arms crossed, eyes closed. Not. The people who are warriors know this stance. This is I'm not actually asleep, but I'm power napping.
Yeah.
And able to be awake in just the blink of an eye. But you do finally see the Zeppelin approaching at speed you're approaching it at speed as it's floating its big heavy way away from you. And Eliza calls back, "Look sharp, everyone. We're coming up."
Are we landing or are we jumping?
Can't land, gonna have to jump.
Okay.
But I think if they do it according to, hey, Baron Girl. Yeah? do they have a ladder? Do you know that? They should? Cool. So we'll pull up underneath the ladder. You can climb up the ladder. No jumping required.
Okay. Maybe we should, with the... Yeah.
I'm gonna send the hellhound to come in because I think a therapy animal would be best right now.
Wait, can we see that though? In the bubble?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
So pressing through the bubble, you see the biggest dog's head you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like clearly made out of the same sort of shadow that is surrounding you. And that's the only reason that you can really see it is because it's kind of like a hand pressing through a membrane. You can see the outline of it.
Holy hellhound. Hi.
It kind of, it looks like it barfs at you, but you can't hear it.
Like that? Like
Yeah.
Hello, and then she maybe tries like the hand sniff test, like not like pushing it towards the animal, but just offering it if it wants to sniff her hand.
and this shadow comes closer, and you feel it's like when you run your hand through condensation. Like you can feel moisture, but there's also like a presence around it. It's like pushing your hand through a cloud. And you can feel a little bit of pressure as you're pushing on it, and it pushes on you.
Okay, this is kind of nice. Hello.
And
Who sent you?
looks back.
Can I see through the, like, how dark is it? Is it like a one-way mirror where I can see everyone but people can't see me? Like, what is this?
Basically, yeah. But nobody's really looking at you. You know, everyone's trying to ignore the giant circle ball.
What circle ball?
There is no hamster ball.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Well, I'm guessing it's time for me to go out then. Thanks for visiting. And she just like,
Aw.
And the outline pulls back again. And Amber Rose, you can see that the Hellhound is very pleased with itself.
and I think she's gonna touch the ball to, like, as you instructed, gentle touch, and she's gonna not look at anyone, but just get ready to do the thing. that we're gonna
The thing. Yeah. It recedes from you.
You can cut the awkward with a knife in this place, I
I love that
swear.
we're sitting next to each
It's even better.
So we jumping off this plane
Juicy.
or what? And then the mask is back on. So plane time
We're
or
climbing off the plane.
sounds good.
And you walk.
Ignores Filipino.
Like, there's a wall there.
Yeah. Philomena is very. You can feel all of their attention on you, but they're like decidedly not looking at you, trying to be like so like. All right, go time.
You can see her flip her hair like.
Do you whack Philomena with your
Do
hair?
I have to roll for that?
No, I'm
Roll
curious.
tight.
Oh, her hair's long. Like, it goes down to, like, her waist. So I would imagine there's pearls in it too.
Ow! It's an actual melee weapon. Whap.
Wow.
All right, let's go.
And you watch because the plane is kind of like domed, kind of like a fighter jet, and you can watch as you're coming underneath the Zeppelin, and sure enough, there's a ladder dangling down. It looks precarious as all hell. But Nebula pops up and is looking, right, well, this sucks. Let's do this.
Well,
Can I assist people going up the ladder?
Absolutely.
yeah, I was
Lead
gonna
us
say the
into
same.
the Zeppelin.
If you can be below,
Yeah.
just kind of floating.
Yeah.
If there's anything, yeah.
Like a mini game. Like a smartphone game.
Outfit.
So yeah.
I think Ambrose is the last one up because she's still holding on to that thing that she hasn't told anyone yet.
I think Riza will be the first to go because she's like, I do not want to look anyone in the eyes, and she's climbing as fast as she can.
I'm waiting for Amber Rose.
I'm hoping someone will go in between me and Reese.
Nebula just sort of looks at everyone. Fine.
Thank you so much.
And the Mercedes follows Faye.
And then I'll go up.
Fair.
So it's just us three left in the.
And Eliza.
Well, I'm kind of on top of the plane right now, so
So really, it's these two with Cove hovering ready to help.
You should go up.
Is what you learned going to help us?
I don't know. I don't know.
Would it hurt us?
We're going up against someone so powerful, and I'm afraid that we don't have the capacity to take care of it, or
So maybe.
yeah,
Will it hurt you?
it doesn't matter if it hurts me or not.
Of course it matters.
I've made this bed, and I'm going to have to lie in it.
But we can change the sheets right now if they're uncomfortable.
You're so good at turning my metaphors on me.
Thanks.
I don't know. I felt like my whole life I've always been somebody else's orbit. And suddenly when the sun disappears, what light does the moon reflect, you know? And my brother is probably on that Zeppelin.
Oh. Okay.
And he is so incredibly powerful. He was always more powerful than I was in every single way. And I don't know how much more power he's amassed in the past, since the last I saw him.
Well, every way? Like, does he write poetry?
I've heard people he's flirted with say that his words sound like poetry.
Ew. Sorry.
I mean, it was about right. I wouldn't want to think about my brother in that light either.
I don't know. I think it's silly to say that he's more powerful than you in every way. You haven't seen him in how long?
2 years? Maybe. It feels like forever.
Are you the same person you were?
I might be a worse person. Why are you laughing?
That's very funny.
Why is that funny?
I can't imagine that.
Why not?
Because you're a lovely person.
Is this an entice? I don't.
It's not intended to be, but I can roll for it if you want me to.
It may not be intended to, but do you feel it is?
I am very enticed.
Go ahead and roll that.
You're a lovely person.
Guys, should I use a bit?
Yes. Use it.
Oh, no.
No words of affirmation, my one weakness.
That's my love language.
Gulp.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 6. And I don't have any heart.
Okay.
So it's a failure.
Mark it down.
Experience.
Yeah.
XP.
Can you ship it more? No.
You ship yourself.
I could use a string and then it would be a success.
I don't think that that's possible, but you know, I haven't known you very long and I could be wrong but I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't know him and he doesn't know you and you're different people. You're not the same person and you like different things and I mean, no two people are exactly the same, just like no two anything is exactly the same. I mean, unless you're in a factory, but then there's not really anything that's exactly the same, although it looks exactly the same because everything has. I'm rambling, I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, we're not the same. He's so much better than me in every single way. There's no way we could be the same.
I think you're lying to yourself when you say that. But don't mind me. I don't know.
Are you succumbing or are you...
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. I feel like Cove just picks up both of the witches.
Okay, come on.
Get the witches.
Could you technically just float up?
I use the gravity of the ladder to
Right.
my
Pretty much.
Get up the ladder and you two are just like, you could have floated us up the ladder.
I just like, thank you, Eliza. As we
You're welcome.
Call you later, Eliza.
We're gonna steal the Zeppelin, so you can go home now.
I think I'm gonna stay close just in case.
We'll stay close.
Appreciate it.
All sorts of clothes. While we're in a lull, 2 announcements. First of all, Warped Bob has won the giveaway. Congratulations. And also, welcome to our Raiders, High Shelf Collective. It's so good to have y'all here. They're about to go into a Zeppelin.
Yeah.
There's no way this can go wrong.
It'll go right. It's
Nothing bad has ever happened to
We have 2 players who have conditions on them going into a fight.
2 conditions.
We don't know it's a fight yet.
It's a freaking fight.
We don't have to fight.
Zeppelins are gonna get thrown.
We will fight.
I think, Philomeena's gonna fight.
You have a -2 to figure out a person.
Actually, no.
Okay. Who?
Help me remember. I'm pinning a thought on downbeats for After Dark.
Downbeats. Great. Downbeats.
Take your notes.
Yes, please. Thank you. Because I store my brain in Cheryl's notebook.
It's really loud out here.
And you try the door handle. It's a second where you're like, is this thing gonna open?
Yeah, I know. I think Philomena honestly is just like,
And the door bursts open, and you find yourself inside of the Zeppelin.
Wow.
Oh, it's so expensive.
Okay, Amanita's immediately.
And I'm taking some home.
Amanita's immediately looking around, like touching pipes, trying to figure out what's happening and what's going on. And oh my god!
Some of the pipes are too hot to touch, like your fingertips just get close. You're like, nope. And some of them are just like ice cold. Mood.
Yeah, right. It's hot.
It's warm in here. I'm actually kind of glad I'm taking July off. Anyway. So all of you, the 6 of you, start making your way through the hallways. Mercedes is just like, I think I know where some things are. Everything's a little bit all over the place. I usually went in my father's Zeppelin, but let's try this.
You got this.
Lead the way.
You are much, much more capable than you think you are.
You're all very sweet. I didn't even know you were this. Okay,
You knew your way around the town. You're sure to know your way around the Zeppelin.
I hope so. Right, so gods, where would they keep my father? I don't know. Do we want to take control of the Zeppelin? Do we what's the plan? What are we doing?
Well, yeah. Getting charge of the Zeppelin's probably a good first step.
Okay. Well then, forward, this way, and she'll start leading the way through. If you've ever been on a cruise ship, it's kind of like that, where every hallway looks kind of the same, but there's clearly like a direction to things.
I want to catch just Amber Rose at the back. I don't know what it is you're not telling us, but if something goes sideways because of it, how do you need support?
I didn't expect that from. I guess if things were to go sideways, it might be best for you to get everybody out of the room.
I love that you take notes on that.
I think Cove has a little notebook.
There's so many lives, right?
Gotta keep track.
Keep track.
They're all tabs.
Do you have different colors for all the tabs?
different colored pencils.
All the different colors for all the different tabs, or
So many colors.
You have time to collect them all.
There's a
Or
lot.
maybe you see colors that certain
I
shades
think
that
it's
people
more.
can't see.
I think it's something from each of them that is the tab, right? Like there's a leaf from one, and there's like a ribbon from another. And
is this one a violet?
this one isn't tabbed yet.
I like it.
And I think as we're walking, Philomena will draw her sword, which I think, since it is powered by her guilt, feels especially pungent right now, which Amber Rose, I think, is the one who's probably most keyed into that energy, but maybe some of the other magically inclined people can feel
Well, and because you actually have the guilt condition right now, it's visible to everyone.
to me too.
Yeah.
That's new.
I want to keep Nebula toward like the middle
Yeah.
of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten my promise to Frida, so I'm like
Yeah.
right next to Nebula.
And Faye is very aware of that and trying not to be offended. Like you can see Faye being like grump.
Cry about it later.
Write poetry about it later on.
Fine.
Please write poetry about it later.
And you see Faye actually kind of consider that for a moment before like tapping Fair chest before maybe. But you all make your way through these hallways with Mercedes at the lead. Who's bringing up the rear? Out of curiosity.
I think because I hung back with Amber Rose, I think we're toward the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're making your way through, you can, as you're passing hallways, you can like hear low conversation, much like you're hearing people talking, but not in a oh my gosh, there's an intruder kind of way. It's more like clanking of dishes and people like serving tea or something like that. But you make your way, not particularly sneakily, from what I understand, just going toward the front, and no one stops you. You are about, at this point, a day and a half out of the Little Frisia, so maybe the guard has relaxed a little bit.
Do we see signs of like recent activity anywhere?
What sort of recent activity?
Like people going around corners, like any areas that should be collecting dust that are, recently fingerprinted or anything?
I mean, everything looks very clean. It looks pristine, well preserved. As you pass through like a little servant hallway, you can see where leftover tea is sitting on a side thing. It's warm.
Recent.
I would like to drink the tea.
You may certainly do so.
Cool.
It is. I mean, it's not hot, but you can definitely taste like all of the layers of flavor that are in this wonderful tea.
Are there any leaves in the teapot?
In the teapot, yes.
I'm going to take some of the leaves from the teapot, even though they're wet and probably steeped.
Just take the teapot.
I'm gonna pick up the teapot. And
Didn't think this through.
and I'm just gonna keep walking.
I mean, Cove has interdimensional.
Oh, it's going into Cove's interdimensional pocket.
Yeah, it'll be same temperature when I pull it back out.
Oh.
And for what it's worth, it's only been steeped once. And with some of these leaves, you can steep them 4 or 5 times before they're completely done.
Awesome.
So you all make your way through, and it's a little bit weird that there's no resistance, but also they're rich and complacent. Mm. And you make your way into the cockpit of this Zeppelin, and it is a thing of beauty. It is brass and control panels and a couple of people chatting with each other as one of them is like guiding a big wheel, and then like 2 puppets on the same string, their head gets yanked around and they just look.
Hello.
Riza's like,
Surprise.
Who are you?
I'm Amanita Rabensis. What's your name?
John. What are you doing here?
Hi, John. It's really nice to meet you. Would you like some tea?
What are you doing here?
We're the Violettes. and
Oh,
we're taking
fuck.
over
And
this.
And the person who's holding onto the steering wheel, the big ship wheel, reaches over and slams a big red button because why not? Cliches are fun. And
I
you
love a big
hear
red button.
an alarm starting to run through starting to just whir its way around the room.
Do you think you could lower the volume of that just a little bit?
It's a little loud.
It's a little loud.
I'll be in the hallway.
Hey, John, that's probably not a good idea.
John, I don't want to make this a fight, but I will happily. So why don't we calm down and unbutton that button?
Nope.
Not that button, but the big red one.
Unpress the button?
Unpress it. Thank
Wait,
you.
there's two of them, right?
Yes.
Who's the other one?
He didn't
Hey,
introduce
you
me.
didn't say your name. Let me get that.
Silas, why?
Silas Y?
No, Silas, comma, why?
Silas combo. Oh! Oh, that's a name, isn't it? Anyway, we don't have to make this a fight. Like,
The guards are on their way. Please don't make a fuss.
Comma Y?
What?
Silas, comma Y.
Silas. My name is Silas.
If I remove any of these pipes, is that bad?
Yes, please don't.
While they're like distracted, I wanna like get a little bit closer to John, like slowly but surely.
His attention is well and truly taken by the noisier of the Violettes.
he's still driving, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
just like
thank
hanging
God.
onto the
Okay,
wheel.
Cool.
Someone should
What you doing?
I'm gonna take a rock
Where?
from my bag. And just gently bonk him on the head. Oh no! Just very. I just want to knock you out. I don't want to really hurt you. Bonk you on the head with it.
I'm gonna ask you to roll daring on that, please.
Yes.
You got this.
I have a -1 to daring.
You use a bit. Use a bit. Use a bit.
We're in the last half hour, my dear.
Use a bit.
Do it.
Oh, that doesn't count. On the ground.
And you get one.
10 plus 1 minus 1. It's 10.
A win is a win.
I bonk him on the head. And it's like,
I'm gonna say with a 10, you succeed with you succeed with no impediments. That's the word that I want. That wasn't the word that I wanted, but it's the word I'm going with.
Repercussions?
Sure, that's closer, I think, to what I wanted. Yeah. And you see him stagger. You're a lot stronger than people let on. And you got some good leverage on that. So you catch him like right around the temple, and he kind of staggers off to the side and looks up. What the fuck? I'm just doing my job here.
I'm sorry.
Why are you hitting me?
I'm sorry. I'm new to this. I'm really sorry.
Why?
Here, let me have to take some moss out of my bag and
Wax
sort
it
of,
with the moss.
Back the wood. Take some mushrooms that are good for pain, and like, okay, here, eat this one, and then. I'm so sorry.
So that'll happen again if you don't turn this zeppelin around.
The only way for this to work is if you're a good boy, so.
I am watching you and I'm like, she is a force of
kidding.
nature.
Literally.
Wait, was that an entire with the strength?
It might as well be.
Oh,
Yeet.
7 plus 0. 7. It's a success. So you get flustered and awkward, promise something that you think I want, or give in to your desire.
Or you gain a string on them.
Oh yes, that's right.
So you get a string on me or I get a string on
Well, okay, you could gain a
So
string on me.
you're the one enticing. So you gain a string on them.
you? Oh, okay.
Or you
Or-
can get flustered, promise something that you think I want, or give it to your desire.
Kiss her.
In the middle of a bar.
John is still like, oh my god.
What the hell?
I look at her and then I Silas Y. I'm like, give me a moment. And I stride over there and I just kiss her fully. You're an inspiration. And then I whip back to Silas Y.
All right, Silas.
That's his name, Silas Y.
Silas Common.
I think I'm smitten.
I feel
Sorry,
so
Max.
Just the decision, the unabashed decision making in that moment. Yep.
Okay, go ahead and give her a string on you.
Whoa, here we go. Mushroom just for you.
Witches.
And go ahead and answer the question, the truths of heart and blade section.
Fasting. I am parched. I guess hydrated now, actually.
I'm hydrated. I'm ever so hydrated.
The thirst quench. I'm so mad at you.
No. The thirst only gets stronger.
So the question is, what is a clear challenge to being with them that you're overlooking because of your naivete?
Ooh.
I think the clear challenge is that like I don't see dark and light as a duality. I see them as necessary parts of the same thing. Like I see them as interconnected. So I think almost that forgive the large word, our cosmologies are so different. The way that we look at the world, the way we think the world works, so different from each other. And I don't think Amanita has fully realized that. I think that she still thinks that everybody thinks about the world the same way that she does. So, yeah. Okay.
My attention is back on Silas Y. Did you see what?
This is my fault.
You did this to yourself.
I did.
Did you just see what my friend did? Did you just see what she just did?
Sorry.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yes?
I'm not as nice. Do you know who I am?
No?
Do I look familiar to you? And I kind of wave my hands and the room gets instantly colder.
Oh no.
He didn't tell you he had a sister. A baby sister that's been looking for her brother for a very, very long time. And I'm pissed. Now, I can take all this repressed anger out on you right now. If you either A, don't turn this off. And when those guards come in, you say, oops, I'm sorry, a little bit careless of me. Oh, poor little John got sleepy on the job, pressed on the button. And we can hide, and then you can send those guards away. Or I can snap you in half right here.
The pride is seeping.
Philomena's enticed.
Oh.
Everyone is smitten.
A little bit.
I'm so smitten.
What exactly is the end goal here?
I think that I'm just trying to get them to turn off that button, and when those guards appear, we like maybe duck under some desks, and it's like, oh, false alarm, sorry, John was careless, fell asleep on the job or something.
And then you want them to like turn around and go back to the island?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm a little bit flustered myself.
Ren is also smitten.
Look.
Silas Y is also smitten.
I get to flirt with all y'all. It's fun, but it's also like, oh no.
Disaster queer.
Yup.
Get your disaster queers. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
I am going to say that I would like you to roll me a spirit check.
Oh, okay. Can I use a bit?
Yes. I was gonna put one over.
Use the bits.
Okay. Spirit.
Use the bits, Amber Rose.
Okay, 4, 8. Yes. 8 plus 5 is 13, and then I have the 2, so yeah.
Yeah.
Bits.
Bits. Thank you to our lovely viewers who are helping to make this much fascinating. So Stylus just slowly nods. His eyes very big. Right. John, it might be a good idea to do what the scary lady says.
I'm still like tending to John.
Just put it there.
Go to sleep, John.
Don't actually. You don't have to.
What about these benches? Are they built in?
Yes?
For now.
But John does reach over, watching everyone with one hand, and just like deactivates the button.
Sorry.
So,
It hurt.
I'm sorry.
Now we're gonna hide,
Yep.
and you tell them.
Where are you going to hide?
I didn't think of that.
There's like 7 of you.
Oh, I know. Cove, can you carry all of us in?
No, put us on the bench and then lift us.
I think they're built in, so I'd have to tear it out.
Which
You
would be
have the
obvious.
strength to do that.
It'd be pretty obvious if the bench is missing.
Can I peek my head outside of the door?
Yes.
Do I see anybody?
Looking out the door, so you sort of like pull it open and
Focus in the hallway right now.
so you like Scooby-Doo around around Cove, and the two of you at the same time as they round the corner, there's a bunch of guards.
Right.
If Cove can just like
Yeah,
slay us
Operation
at the
Won't
top.
carry everybody.
Do we know if the pipes are hot? Can't we just...
Some of the pipes are hot, some of the pipes are very cold.
There's nothing to grab.
Also, welcome to our Raiders, the Liching Hour. So good to see you. We're about to go into some kind of combat. This is gonna be fun. Let's do this.
I'm just gonna.
Can I leave Philomena behind the door?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
you
in
can.
case?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and then everybody else.
Oh, our Philomena.
Are this Philomena?
Yeah,
Not
not
Nebula.
Nebula.
I am.
Philomena alone.
If Philomena's standing at the door, there's kind of like an ego thing. So Riza's probably gonna draw her like the Maharlika, like with the sword, and join at the other side.
Can I just?
I'm thinking the way the door opens, that way Philomena is behind it as
Oh,
they come in.
Okay.
And then if
Riza's walking
need be-
Oh no.
Oh, we're gonna both be behind the door?
behind the door.
The tension.
Ooh.
That makes sense because
It makes sense. Yes. Focus up.
Yep. For those just joining us, these two currently hate each other. Well, Riza hates Philomena.
hate is a strong word.
Well, let's not get into it.
Pissed
All right.
off with. How's that?
strong aversion.
While we're being pressed up there, like I think my hand accidentally touches somebody's back, and I'm like, sorry, they're really clammy. I was really nervous doing that.
You did a really good job. You did great.
Good job.
That was awesome. Your voice was very powerful and loud, and it was great.
So the door opens, and in comes a small group of guards, probably about 7 or 8 of them. But with them, oh, Amber Rose, my dear.
Oh, no. Do you want me to drop you on him?
Wait for the right moment.
You look down and you see your brother. You're, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 feet above him, looking down on him as Cove is holding all of you up in the air. And he looks good. He also looks like an arrogant SOB. Like, he comes striding in like he owns the damn place. And starts looking around. Well, what is all of this then? Like, his voice is even different. It's more like that wheedly, pompous voice that he'd started developing as a child, but now it's just like turned up to 12. Why was there an alarm going off? My goodness. Do you not understand that we have very important work that we are doing here?
Just looking over at Amber Rose, like,
And Amber Rose, you can see the unseen behind him, kind of fanning out like a cloak behind him. But I would like you to roll figure out a person.
Okay.
Can I use a bit?
Absolutely.
Control room.
So you guys our bloody control room gremlins in there.
Oh my god. Okay, 2, 4, 10, 15, 15. 15.
Okay, so looking down at the situation below you, first of all, you can see that John and Silas are both, and the guards behind him are fucking terrified of Ambrose. Like they're watching him with mixed like fear and respect. None of those unseen are there of their will.
I also have this playbook move called Whispered Secrets, where it says when you figure out a person during a physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions.
You're not in physical conflict
okay.
just yet, because that's ones who actually are like in a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, definitely hold on to that one.
Okay.
But looking down at the situation, these unseen do not want to be here. They are being held by the force of his will. But with that 15, you can see cracks. You can see frayed ends in the threads that he uses to hold them to him.
I've always been infinitely more subtle than he was with my magic. Can I try to pick at those cracks?
You certainly can.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and roll spirit on that.
3 plus 4, that's 7, plus 2, that's 9.
Okay, so you start reaching out, and the femme unseen who travels with you, it becomes the extension of your reach as she like helps pluck at those threads. And you can see your unseen hand is kind of a claw or a talon maybe starting to pull at those threads. And it takes a little bit of effort as Ambrose is just haranguing these people who are trying very hard to not look up at the ceiling. But you do start to see the threads break, and all of the unseen look up at you. And with that 15, there's a lot of hope that is suddenly radiating as they're like, oh, she's helping us.
Yeah, so is my arm just like outside this weird like cuddle pile up here, which
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm trying to make eye contact to see like what's going on. Is this go time? I'm ready whenever.
We'll give you the signal.
Okay.
It's a wink.
Yeah, I think I'm watching this interaction between John and Silas Y and
Silas Y.
Silas, comma Y.
and seeing how that seems to be going, and also seeing if Ambrose is noticing at all that things are happening around him, because the second he gets even an inkling, I think, is...
And we throw down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at first, John and Silas are just like, yes, sir, whatever you say, sir, and just letting him just yell because he's one of those sorts of people. Everyone who's worked in customer service just rolled their eyes simultaneously. But as Amber Rose is plucking more and more of those strings and cutting more and more of those threads, he starts to like falter. Like you almost see like someone poked him in the shoulder, and he kind of like hesitates, and then you see another, like not so much like someone is poking him, but like something a weight was attached, and then the thread was snipped, and he kind of has to compensate for that sudden lack of pressure, if that makes sense. So, he's starting to react, and he's starting to look around very suspiciously.
Okay. Yeah, I think the second he like even starts like a tilt in our direction, just like, all right, there you go. Have at it.
Yeah, and he does
Everyone down.
start to look up.
Yeah, everyone down.
And wham!
And also like the
Yeah. Go.
The guards react immediately to this sudden burst of sound and movement, drawing their weapons, and a fight begins.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. There's not really... I crave your pardon, everyone. I have never run this particular system before, so I'm figuring it out as I go along. So we're going to go around the circle instead of doing initiative.
Cool.
Sounds great.
I love that.
So, Amber Rose, What are you doing?
The moment Cove lets me go, I aim immediately down on my brother. I'm gonna crash into this guy.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me daring.
Oh god, I'm bad at this.
Kiss, kiss.
Or do I throw down a bit right now?
You can do it.
We're gonna run.
Screw it,
I
yeah.
don't think we'll run out. I don't think. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, 5, 11.
Okay.
Oh no, 10 because I have -1 in daring.
So I'm gonna call this a fight, like
Okay.
proper fight,
Yeah.
which is almost never used in Thirsty Sword Lesbian. So you are seeking to incapacitate someone with violence.
yeah.
But with a 10+, you choose 3. So and he chooses to inflict 1 on you in return.
Okay.
Fighting is always dangerous in this system. So I don't think you're gonna flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them.
I would hope not. No.
There's also provoking. You don't have to flirt with your brother. You can provoke him. Through violence. Through violence or cutting words, gain inflict a condition, create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction, or take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position. You can choose 3 of these.
Ooh, okay. I think, I want to do that, sort of WWE slam straight into this pompous asshole. So, first off, I want to pin him down. I think that's one of the things I want to do. And then, is there any sort of, talisman or anything that he's carrying that would help,
A focus?
Yeah, a focus.
He's wearing the most ostentatious goddamned amulet you have ever seen in your life.
I rip it off this guy.
Yep.
And then I think I grab his face like this, and it's like, I mourned you.
Oh.
I mourned you. You were the sun, the center of every room, every stage, every universe. Your presence was so magnetic. Your every syllable enthralled everyone further into your orbit. You burned with such light. I forget that stars are only finite. The black hole that your absence left me was all-consuming, and I mothered it. I fed it my tears, my time, my sanity, anything to find the echoes of you until you completely unraveled me. And I despised that I still love the sun. Though it's melted my wings and it burns to hold it. And I have to live with the fact that I still love you despite everything. And I slam his head down, and I think these were just words that I've held inside of me for so long, and I want to say that my sword starts developing.
I think it does. So you start to see a sword hilt gaining solidity in the center of your chest. And if you choose, you can draw your sword right now.
Yeah, I see it and I yank it out and I hold the hilt. I've never held a sword before, and so I'm holding it really weirdly, but it's like...
But it is the power of your words and your passion, and it radiates pain and grief to the point that even Ambrose rolls back a little bit, shaken by what you just said. He's going to look at you. You were always the weaker of us, sister.
Maybe, but at least I didn't compromise my morals to get to where I am, and at least I'm not wearing that shitty frock.
Yes!
I look very stylish.
Yes. Welcome on the head.
Beautiful. So are you gaining a string on him? Is that one of the 3 that you chose?
Yeah, I'm gonna gain a string.
Don't look, guys.
But he's also provoking you, so he gains a string on you as well.
Okay.
Strings on strings on.
On strings and strings and strings. Fighting is always one of the last things to actually do in this particular system.
Okay.
All right, Cove.
I'm gonna bonk some guards together.
Bonk them, bonk them.
And I can add my spirit to this
Go ahead.
instead of my daring. If I can find my spirit. There it is. It's 2. I knew this already. That's a 9.
Okay.
So 2, an opponent chooses 1. I want to frighten them. I
Okay.
would like to, like,
Bonk.
bonk, frightened.
And you have a frightened, and you have a frightened, and you have a frightened.
And I think using that same like motion create an opportunity, like create more of an opportunity for allies around me by like having these 2 block the door from the others getting further in. Great, that's my 2.
That's your 2. As they're rolling and falling, they're definitely creating a little bit of an impediment, but they're also doing their best to like take your. They don't realize at first this is doing no good, but they're like kicking at you, trying to take your legs out from under you. This does nothing, but they try anyway.
If you use your hip a little more, like that, like just a little, you're doing great.
Beautiful, love it. Philomena,
So you've created a little bit of a gap
a little bit of an opening.
where there's some that are still like filing in, right?
Yes.
So I think Philomena is going full bowling ball into pins, just trying to like keep them out of the room. If she can like herd people to another room, that she could maybe like, you know, trap them inside or something like that. But like, she's like, you know, I don't know about this whole witch stuff, so I'm just gonna do what I do best and just so I'm trying to like push people out of the room and keep the fray compartmentalized.
All right.
And I think I'm fighting because
Yeah.
that's what I'm good at.
Do a punch.
Do a punch.
Ouch.
Punch. Yeah. Okay. I'll use a bit.
I was
Okay.
about to ask.
At least I didn't hit you in the head.
You did not hit me. And in fairness, you didn't hit me the other time either. It went over my head.
Okay. Oh, daddy. So that's 12, 15, plus 2, 17.
Bits definitely break this game. I love it. So, Philomena is a swashbuckling tornado at this moment. There's not a lot of like grace to what they're doing, but there's so much raw power that everyone viewing it is either slightly enamored or just like no.
Very
Or just trying to get out of there as quickly as they can. Like the initial rush is definitely being waylaid by this one woman tsunami.
Yeah, and I'm just taking out all of my frustrations and just pushing. Oh, okay, yeah, there's things I can do. Well, I'm creating an opportunity because I'm like,
Yes.
you know, trying to keep people out of the room. And I lost the fight page. Thank you.
Flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition, and take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
Okay, so I think I'm doing superior position.
Makes sense.
I'm inflicting a condition, and you know, flirting or provoking. So whichever, take your pick.
It's a little bit of both, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like the ones who are immediately in the way of your sword are definitely more provoked. Those who aren't are like, oh no, it's hot. But you are able to herd a number, because there were more guards who were on their way.
Yeah.
So you're able to like take up a position in the hallway where It's you in the Battle of Thermopylae.
Cool.
Riza.
Is there still like other guards in the room?
Yes.
So Riza's definitely like, she's seeing all this happen. Everyone's kind of gotten a slice, and she's like, oh my god. She's like excited, like she loves fighting. She loves it. She's kind of been waiting for this moment. So like she like goes, yoo-hoo, forgot about me. I'd like to dance with a couple of you if you want. And then so she pulls out her sword and everything. So who's it gonna be? I can take 3 against 1. Any big groups are fun too. So
Nope.
one-on-one.
Bad brain. Go back in the day.
So she's kind of, I don't know if that's like a entice or anything to fight. I don't know if that is or not.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an entice.
Do you have a move about provoking someone?
I have heat of the moment. When you taunt someone into doing something they want to do but find unwise, roll a daring. I don't know
Oh,
if there's that.
that's a good one. I think that you are, I think, provoking perhaps the captain of the guard to come in and fighting you.
Captain of
When
the guard.
it is a bad idea.
It's like winking, come on, big guy. Show me what you got.
So go ahead and roll that for me.
Okay. That's 2 dice, right? And
Yeah.
then you do the thing.
A man in uniform.
I know a better captain.
It's an 8. If the target is an NPC, 7 to 9, they choose one. So either create an opportunity for you or your allies, or they give you a string on them.
So hearing this challenge, this captain will kind of look around, kind of roll his shoulders, and will face off with you one-on-one, putting his focus solely on you and not on commanding his troops, which gives an opportunity to the rest of your group.
Perfect.
Amanita.
I think I'm kind of like, I was dropped on the floor. I'm still on the floor. I'm just sort of like, okay, and I'm like watching this exchange between Ambrose and Amber Rose, and I'd like to figure out a person. I'd like to figure out a person, Ambrose, and when I can use clear-hearted insight. When you figure out a person during a physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions, even on a 6.
Okay.
What makes you feel loved, or what do you hope for in the future?
All right, go ahead and
Figure out a
go ahead and roll that.
What if I 9? I got a 9.
You got a 9.
So, they can ask. I will ask 2 questions, and they may ask one of the figure out a person questions of me, and then I will also ask the clear-hearted insight
Okay.
question.
Go ahead and start from where you'd like to start.
Sure. What do you hope to get from this exchange with your sister?
As he and Amber Rose are facing off, and you're paying attention to what's going on, you can hear him ranting, essentially, about how, he was always the one who was supposed to be the golden child, the one who was the one that the unseen came to. And they never came to him willingly.
Oh my god. Okay, great. Cool.
So if you can take out someone who the unseen do go to willingly.
Okay. How could I get you to back down?
He draws his confidence and his abilities from the unseen that are attached to him. With those, he feels that he is the most powerful person in the room. Without them, there is a chance that he could get his legs knocked out from under him.
What makes you feel loved?
Power. And if not love, then fear. One is as good as the other.
Okay, he can ask a question of me.
Mm-hmm. What do you love most?
Right now, I think Amanita loves the connections that she's forming, and particularly the strong connection that she's forming with Amber Rose.
In the midst of this fight, you can feel his eyes flick over to you, Amanita. Because I think you are, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're radiating a certain amount of concern over what's going on here with these two, the brother and the sister. And he looks at you, and then he looks at his sister, and this twisted little smile begins to grow in the corners of his mouth.
Do I have time to communicate, like to say something out loud?
Oh yeah, talking's a free action.
Okay, cool.
To borrow another system's verbiage.
Clarification, would I have known what you were doing with your hand?
I guess if you've paid enough attention. I feel like we've talked a lot about how our magic works to each other, even if we're not completely aware of how it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think just to reiterate, I'm gonna look at Ambrose and see him looking at me. And then I'm gonna look at Amber Rose. You're stronger than he is. They don't want to be here. Yours do. You're stronger. That's what I'm gonna do.
Beautiful. And you can all hear the cacophony of sounds as confusion and fear is starting to spread through the Zeppelin. And it is, it's getting real noisy. And you can see John just like hiding behind the steering wheel.
You just keep doing your job.
John is hiding behind the steering wheel. Silas is just like tucked into a corner near him, just like, nope, we're not dealing with this bullshit.
Nebula currently?
Nebula is currently tucked off in a corner watching everything because Faye was with you when it all got dropped, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Mercedes.
Mercedes is drawing her sword.
Yeah.
Like Milady, right?
Milady.
Okay, cool.
She doesn't have one of these yet, but you're starting to get the impression that she might at some point.
You keep working on your fan fiction. Maybe you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's much funnier if I never confirm what she's writing.
Right, fan fiction, y'all.
I have no comment.
Tis art.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of everything going on. You can hear the confusion spreading through the rest of the Zeppelin. And some more shouts coming from down that away. Sounds like things are happening. Amber Rose, what would you like to do?
So I have his like gaudy jewelry thing, right? I'm gonna take my sword and just slam it straight into that thing, break it to pieces if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and let's see. This is your heart sword. This is not a physical blade.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me spirit
Roll spirit.
as you attack the source of his power.
Yeah, I'll use another bit.
Bam.
Got him.
Okay, 3, that's 5, 6 plus 2 is 8.
All right. It's messy, and you don't get a clean strike in the first time, but you are able to like adjust, triangulate, because I would say you're kind of thrown from all of this, like this high emotion. Your hands are shaking a little bit,
Right.
and you've just drawn your sword for the first time, which is just so cool, but also,
My legs are probably still hooked around this guy, like.
yeah. But you are able to, you stab once, and it's like, missed, and then you stab again. You stab straight through the center of this thing. It shatters, and he screams.
Ooh, okay, I didn't think this far.
Is this Amber Rose or is this I? Like,
I hate you, but that's not true either. I look at my brother and suddenly I think I take a clump of his hair and I start digging through his hair because there's this one thing that we had as siblings, as it's like this connector. And so when we were kids, we went out to the store and we saw this pair of earrings, and it was like a sun earring and a moon earring, and there was like a little sword dangling off of it. And I wore the silver moon one on my ear, and I want to see if he's still wearing his.
Roll me figure out a person.
He's one of them. 3, 4, 7.
All right. As you're like digging it through his hair, you push it back a little bit. He has so much hair. It's kind of ridiculous. It's always been so much thicker than yours too. Like you could, like combs have broken in his hair before. But as you push it back, you see the sun earring.
I falter a little bit. And also, since I did a figure out the person, can I ask my whispered secrets?
Do it.
What haunts you?
He looks up at you, sudden like unsurety in his eyes. You know, I desperately needed to be liked. And they always said, "Oh, that's Ambrose, the golden boy. Sister's weird." And it would make me so angry, the way they'd talk about you. I always called you my moon, but you're just a more distant star, aren't you? And you know, they actually like you. They whisper in my ear at night these horrible things. If they ever truly got free, they would destroy me. And I might deserve it.
I always liked you. No, I've always loved you. And I still do. Despite everything, I still love you. No matter how many times you burn, and God, do you burn to hold. And I'm gonna continue to love you. But that won't stop me from doing what's right.
And that's what makes you weaker.
I think my resolve was shaken by seeing just, yeah, this person did care about me. If he is able to care about anything on this life, at the very least, there's a little bit of love for his sister.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
But there is love.
Does he get to ask me a question since I did roll a 7?
Yes. How could I get you to come away with me?
I think that Ambrose can read his sister better than anyone. And ultimately, he's always fed her this narrative of it's us against the world, it's us against the world. And if he is able to instill enough insecurity in her that nobody here would ever love her the way that he does, because only he understands her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've shared a womb. Who better to know you than me? All these people you've only known for 2 years. And I think she will slowly start to believe him, as long as at least there's a little bit of pure intention behind what he says. If he actually really means it, because I think she can tell when he's lying.
Sure. But, I mean, they're twins.
Yeah.
Okay. Cove.
I think Philomena and Cove are just like beating the shit out of
Yeah, they're basically like crowd control at this point, just dealing with all of the...
I would like to keep an eye out though in case any more higher ups show up. Like if there's an appearance of a Baronly person. But beyond that, at least Cove's end is crowd control.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with Cove. I think there is an instinct to push as well, like so that we can take control of more. I think Philomena's like, you know, emotional stuff is going bad, so I'm just like fully into battle mode, and I'm like, okay, we need to secure as much of this place as possible. I've got faith in Amber Rose.
It's fine in there.
It's fine in there. I got faith in my companions. I'm just so I'm pushing. So just I'm with Cove. I'm trying to create space here and take control of more of the vessel.
All right. Riza.
Oh, she's having a great time.
Dancing with Captain Boy.
Oh yeah, Captain, and also like trying to potentially scare the other it's guards that are there.
Yeah.
So potentially, occasionally, just the blade. Oh, oops! I could possibly slit your throat if you were any closer. So
Playing it up.
yeah, I really want to use this playbook move, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm allowed to be like, I would like to use this playbook.
What is it?
But it's called Rip. And it it says when you take or narrowly evade a physical blow from someone dangerous to you, you may declare that your clothes were damaged and so on and so forth. That could be a surprise.
And they're now practically indecent.
But you're finally confident. But you're
Oh no, your business card.
I don't know if that's I don't know because I kind of want to roll bad.
You tell me, is the captain dangerous to you?
The thing is, he is dangerous, but it's a challenge. It's more like it's dangerous, yes.
Excellent.
A dangerous challenge?
A dangerous challenge. Ooh,
Dangerously
well
sexy.
then. Dangerously sexy, also known as this table.
So, if you want to fail, I just noticed that the influence of the string. If anybody has a string on Riza, you can add or subtract one from any roll they make.
Oh.
You can also use bits to have one die instead of two. Oh, she's considering it.
It's very hard. Oh, but she's mad at Philomena right now. Can she use the string from Philomena maybe? Is that how it works?
Or do I use a
Or does
string?
You would use a string.
I'm not gonna do that. Other people have strings on you.
That's true.
Philomena is not
I
gonna
would-
touch
I
these
would-
babies.
But Amber Rose is Amber Rose is currently with Ambrose. I may use a bit.
Do
Use
it.
a bit.
Do it.
At this point, just say Amber.
Amber
Amber and Ross.
Ross.
Oh my
Demoted
god, so
to
basic. Ross.
And that's to fail, right?
So you're taking
To
one of these
one?
away.
Okay.
Basically,
You're probably going to fail. I just want to see how badly.
Yeah.
what do you add to that?
5 plus. Is this a fight move or this is technical? Oh, I don't.
Lean.
I don't think you use anything.
Yeah.
Don't think I rolled.
I
Alright.
think it's a fight.
So you're still
it's
in
a
fight,
fight.
so that would then
So fight
be
first and
daring or
then-
grace, whichever you prefer.
Daring. So 6.
Okay. So, I mean, with that, his blade definitely... Describe how you are made, more indecent, my dear.
So, like, from the last episode, Riza's currently in, like, a blazer and, like, pants. I'm not. This is the closest red piece I have. I have a lot of neutral, so I would imagine that the blade cuts through where her button is, and she doesn't wear much under it because it's a low cut. Why would she be? Yeah.
So it is currently now an open button-down shirt
Somehow
with nothing under
magically
it.
it's not passing. You can just see titty, but not all the titties.
PG-13.
Right.
I'm gonna throw bits to help you, but no, this is much better.
So yeah, it's
the magic of double stick tape is what's going
double
on.
stick tape, yeah. And then you can see like her pant, like one side of her like pant leg is also, so you can see a little bit of thighage.
Is there a garter situation happening?
Oh, there's like a golden band because she has like golden band, so there's on her thigh too. So it's like a little surprise.
Lovely.
And she definitely goes, "Oh my gosh, like I'm practically indecent right now."
They're definitely flustered. Everyone around you is just like, what do I do with this?
Right.
This is frightening.
They're frightened.
I'm terrified.
I mean, in that, like, how do you handle...
I didn't read the rest of this.
That's
sorry.
so good. No, it's
I'll
so
save
good.
that for now. Save it for now.
Okay.
Oh no, bosom.
Hey, tits.
Oh wait, sorry. And then mentioning, you can see business card just fly because there's no longer supporting. Oh my god!
And the flow of smell of the perfume.
Right, of the roses is
Yeah.
filling the room. No, you can all look. It's fine. So, Captain, your move, and she's going in.
Oh, goodness. He's definitely like...
Oh, is he getting backed up into a wall?
He's definitely getting backed up.
We can leave it there.
I think so. Amanita.
Okay. Well, you know.
It's getting hot in here.
More ways than one.
I have been, Amanita and Amber Rose have been swapping grimoires, talking about rituals, conversing about the shadows. Amber Rose has been teaching Amanita how to notice them. I can see that, like, I think I can see that Amber Rose is feeling overwhelmed by what Ambrose is throwing at her. So I'm going to attempt to address the unseen that are with Ambrose, that have been released from Ambrose's hold. I need your help, and I don't know if you can hear me, and I know that I can't really see you, but you could probably see me. But Amber Rose is a good person. She's good and she's strong, and she needs help. She needs to know that she's good and she's strong. And I can only do so much. So I'd really like your help, please. I don't know how you want to rule that. We could go call on a toxic power. We could go... I could spend a string on Amber Rose to entice the unseen to assist her.
I would like you to make me a spirit check.
Okay.
But treat it as if you have spent a string on Amber Rose.
Okay, so I'd take +3.
Yes.
$11.
All right. With that, there's not much that you can see about what's going on. Like, to you, from the outside, the shadows seem a little bit deeper, maybe. But in that corner, it's just these two people back and forth with a shattered amulet on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But calling out to them, you do see it like a heat mirage, where the air kind of shifts. And Amber Rose, you hear this. You hear Amanita, your fellow misfit, the other person who sees things that are broken, that the world sees as unlovable, and makes them into beautiful things. And you hear them, and you feel this wash of energy as the unseen, now freed from your brother's control, come rushing around you. And you feel it not as danger, but as hope.
I think I stand a little bit straighter, or sit a little straighter.
Yeah, we don't do anything straight around here.
No, we absolutely do not.
My spine works now that there's more power. And I look down at my brother. Maybe it's weak to care. Maybe it's weak to always try to be good despite everything and how time and time the world just keeps trying to bring you down. But I see the way that you live, and it took me so long to realize that, I don't know, it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be odd, to be creepy, for people to not like you because they think that you're strange and that you talk to walls. Those people don't matter. You matter. I matter. Why should their opinion mean so much to you when we've loved each other so unconditionally? Why does their adoration matter to you more than mine?
You can tell that one hits home. And he lifts a hand and looks around and sees how alone he is. And his shoulders slump, and he just sits back, looking, for the first time, young and scared and sad. And finally says, I suppose at the end of it all, that can be a trap, can't it?
I think I kind of drop my sword and kind of like cup his jaw and like press our foreheads together. And there's fighting and chaos all around us, but in that moment, there's just nobody else in the world but the two of us, because we are twins. We shared a womb. I don't know how many seconds of life he had before I came out, but we've always been each other's mirrors. We've always had each other's backs. And I look at this person, this broken person in front of me, and I know he's gonna have to atone for everything he's done after all that's said and done, but I still want good things for this person. And I don't know what's gonna happen in an hour from now, let alone tomorrow or the next or years from now. But know that whatever ends up happening to you, you'll always have me in your corner.
I guess that's a place to start.
I don't think Amber Rose is ready to leave her brother at any moment.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Here, have your
like window just for bit throw.
Just
Camera
bit throwing. Yeah. Lady Bedivere gave 1,000.
Lady Bedivere gave us 1,000 bits. And they said they wanted them back. So they got them back.
Oh my god.
There was not enough pee-pee punching in the scene.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently.
I was so confused. I'm like, who is like, what is happening to the brother right now?
I would like to punch the Baron.
The 12-year-old can go punch him. Like
Baron.
Yeah, the other Baron. Wait, which Baron?
Baron 2.
all the barons.
All of the Barons.
Give the other one a light punch.
Philomena.
Oh, no.
As you are pressing forward with Kova at your back, the two of you basically battering ram your way through this bloody flying ship. You come around the corner and you almost run directly into May Strike.
It's a shitty day for you, huh? Sorry.
Do you see that ink
100%.
Cove just like had the sarcastic update to their so far.
Yes.
We'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I think it's Cove's turn.
Is that? Yeah, I'm just gonna stare down this bitch.
Punch Icky Face in the Icky Face!
Yeah, and I would like to hold an action to punch Icky Face. In the face.
Fair enough.
Great.
Ooh, May, you came here at the wrong time. I think you're gonna see a side of Philomena that you haven't seen. She made a very sacred vow that she would never lose her temper.
I won't tell.
May, you better. Why are you here? Were you behind all this crap? Because I'm about to lose my mind.
Can someone be smitten from like a cross?
You are so bad at her!
Right. Anger. No horny. I'm like, oh my god. That's on the internet forever.
Yes, it is. Leaving no horny.
Your partner's back. Party bap. Party bap. And May, you see for the first time, she has her sword out. That thin sword that lives in her walking stick. She just looks up at you. Well, there's that fire. I'm not here for you. Well, I'm not here against you. Saw y'all take off. And I too have a vested interest in things being a little more peaceful on Little Frisia.
All right, I'm gonna figure out a person.
Can I
Go ahead.
assist?
Yes, actually, you can.
Yeah,
you can
that
spend a
would work.
stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can spend a stream to give her a
Oh,
+1.
Cove.
The precious flowers!
I'm
Okay.
leaving you.
Focus up. Figure out a person. I can never find anything on here. Do I roll plus wit? Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me what for.
Yes.
Okay.
And you had a +1 with Cove adding their string.
That makes sense. Okay, but maybe, just maybe.
Maybe.
5, 6, 7. You just barely get me over, Cove.
Good job. What would you like to ask her?
I still haven't found somebody else looking at this. Thank you.
Got you. I got your back.
Cove got my back.
The Wonder Twins.
What do you hope to get from this? What are you actually doing here? Does she saying the truth?
She is saying the truth. As weird as it seems, May Strike is a businesswoman.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
And the constant conflict between the Violettes and the Baron has been very bad for business.
How could I get you to lay off the Violettes?
Well, I reckon that sometimes groups are stronger together than they are apart, aren't they?
An alliance, then.
Seems advantageous, don't you think?
Yep.
At the very least, a temporary alliance, till we get this Baron situation sorted out, and then we talk about something a little more long term. I see I'm probably not going to get you back. I've lost you to Nebula. A shame.
I want to make one thing real straight right now, May. You did not lose me to Nebula. You lost me. I am a person, and I have my own opinions. And my opinion right now is that I'm not a freaking object that you can own, all right? Nebula's a good person, and I want her respect, and I want the respect of the people here, but you lost me. You didn't lose me to anyone.
So the question then that she asks of you. How would you feel if I were to become one of the greater powers on the island? Because that's where this is likely to go.
I don't know if... So there's like 2 layers.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Philomena's like, I'll destroy you. I'll burn everything. But she can
rage.
But she's seen this before. Like, you know, this is what she kind of used. So she can probably see the deeper thing, which is that I'm willing to let this happen for what I need to happen. But we might have words later.
And possibly blades.
Yes. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right. So Ms. Strike tilts her head a little bit. I think we have an accord then. Shall we go find the owner of this particular airship and bring him to heel?
That sounds lovely. And then I'll ignore May and put out an arm to Cove.
Power move.
Such a power move. Oh, I love it.
Cove is loving this side.
Oh my god.
Philomena.
Yes.
So between the Needlehall Hawks and Les Violettes Dangereuses, the Zeppelin is taken and controlled. And you're able to press through into the inner quarters where you find Baron Duchamp.
Oh.
And he looks tired, haggard, even a little old, but no worse for wear for his experience. Mercedes runs over to him and is very pleased to see him. Hugs him tight. He hugs her, very confused, but also happy. As you can feel the Zeppelin beginning to turn around. And we are over time. I don't particularly care. In this final moment, is there anything that you 5 would like to do? You have won the day.
I mean, just to give us a little potential threat, the
Do
other
it.
Baron. Not here.
Not here.
Juicy.
And when Mercedes goes and looks, there is a small airship that is missing.
Beans.
Not Eliza's. From the Zeppelin itself.
Mm-hmm.
An
Right.
escape pod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how do I go track that down?
I think in the midst of like all of this resolution, I think Amanita is gonna find Riza and just can I just talk to you for a second?
I think at this point, Risa's probably gotten the number of the captain. And it's the first card in her filing system.
Her new filing system.
Yeah.
Is it the like? Hold on, let me go through my.
Right. There's no hold on anymore. It's like clear, but
Just that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So for later, you never know.
Of course,
One
you
in
never
every
know.
port.
and one on every Zeppelin, possibly.
One in every set. The adventure continues. So she's approached by Amanita and it's like she's a bit calmer now, you know, fueled with a bit of fun from the fights. Like, yes.
Okay. So I'm working on standing up for myself and saying how I feel, and I know that you were angry, and I'm sorry if I invaded your space and made you upset. I also feel really sad about the way that you talked to me.
You can see like Riza's eyes like soften and she's like, you know, because she has a soft spot for everyone, even in anger. And so she's like, you know, her like usual confidence stance kind of lowers down because she has younger siblings as well. And is it okay if I hug you? So she's like, I'm so sorry, Amanita.
I forgive you.
Lots of things in my brain I don't really share, and I don't think I'm ready yet.
Okay.
But I appreciate you checking in, and I'm really sorry for how I yelled at you. I don't usually do that. Yelling
know.
in other places, maybe not with anger,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah, and you know, you're feeling a lot of strong feelings, and that's normal, and that's okay. And you should feel those feelings. And I just want you to know that I am here for you. If you need somebody to talk to, if you just need to feel, and like sometimes it helps me if I sit in a quiet place and just feel my feelings. And I think that Amber Rose kind of helped you do that, and I think that's good. But, you know, I'm here if you want to talk.
That's really nice of you. I might take you up on that offer, but I never promised something, so keep my word when I do, but we'll see.
That's okay.
Appreciate you and your little mushroomy head.
Thanks.
I definitely want to steal some of those leaves later. I think I have an idea for a new outfit.
Okay, I can show you where to find them.
Sounds good. Sounds like a date.
Okay.
Casually breeze right past that. Hello to our raiders, Art Hard Studios. It's so good to see you all here. We are wrapping up our playthrough of Thirsty Sword Lesbians in the world of Les Violettes Dangereuses. Highly recommend you all go check out the YouTube to see the rest of it. It has been very emotional, very queer, very lovely. I have thoroughly enjoyed it thus far. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to do in this moment as you are turning back around, the bows turned back toward home?
I'd like to check in with Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Just see how Faye is doing. Because Frida will kill us.
Like snap you over her leg like a piece of...
Piece of wood.
Well, yeah, keep going.
I'll keep that to myself. But Faye is now sitting on one of the benches, bandaging up a little wound. But you see, sitting next to Faye, a sword.
All right.
And Faye looks up at you as you approach and smiles. Well, it's been rather an adventure, hasn't it?
It has. Glad to see that again.
Me too. I wasn't entirely sure I'd be able to draw it again, but there's hope, isn't there?
There is. And that kid's a real inspiration, I think, to all of us. So
All of you are.
it's a good team.
It's a
A
good
little
team.
bit of a crackpot team, but it's a good team.
Well, sometimes you need the unpredictable tactics in order to make things work, I suppose.
Yeah. Livens things up.
Frida's going to kill us.
That's okay.
All right. As long as we know
I like
that.
it.
Fair enough. So, I guess we'll see what happens next. Baron owes us.
I mean, as soon as we land, I'm gonna track that other son of a bitch down, but there's that.
There's that. It might be, assaulting a bear in his den is always difficult and dangerous. But who knows? Maybe once we've regrouped, we can figure things out, and we might. And Faye glances over at Mercedes. Might have a new recruit.
Well, and I think that might help us with some peace talks too.
It seems correct. And who knows? Especially, the Baron looks tired, don't you think? Who knows? Maybe this is the beginning of a Baroness taking over.
I'm here for it. If he needs a vacation, I know some really great spots.
Cope the talent agent. Talent's like
Travel
agent.
And talent.
Pulls out
And
the
talent.
little cap.
Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, so I can get you.
I think that Amber Rose is gonna show up next to Philomena, and her coat is missing, and her silver earring is now a golden one. Hi, are you holding up okay?
Yeah. I'll let loose again, but you always said that wasn't such a bad thing.
It's okay.
There's a lot I need to make up for, and I knew that already. But I think it's wise for me to. I'm very, very, very specifically not looking at.
Lean.
At Risa, but no one owes me anything, but I guess I'm glad I came clean. And man, you made it showing out there. Though we do need to work on your, you don't. It looks like you've never held a sword before.
No, I've usually just held pens.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities.
Do you think you have a room over in that atonement corner that you've built for yourself? Because I think I might need to do a little bit of atoning too.
You? Well, yeah, there's always room. Though you're gonna have to maybe. We got a long Zeppelin ride back, so you might have to explain to me what you think you're atoning for, because I'm confused on that front.
Very slow Zeppelin.
It's a slow Zeppelin.
Y'all have plenty of time.
But I think that Philomena, she's big. She gives you like a, kind of arm over your shoulder and like is physically there.
Mm-hmm.
And says, if anything, I think your brother over there maybe needs to do some atoning, but it takes time.
When you say over there, did you look over to where he was?
Yeah.
It's not there.
Oh! What? Wait, what?
He's not there.
What? I don't get this stuff. Did you absorb him?
I ate him in the womb.
You didn't get to the womb, so it's your time. It's your time to shine. 20 some
We
years.
did want to talk about cannibalism in like
The heart from his chest.
Oh, this is not horny.
Find out next time in season 2. Did she eat her twin?
You absorbed it through like magical sparkle particles, so it's not as gory.
She let him go.
Oh my
Go
god.
where? Go where?
Jumped off the Zeppelin.
I mean, there was more
Fair
than one
enough.
escape pod.
Well,
Oh.
this feels like a good cliffhanger, baby.
So, okay, when you eat this, it feels like you're flying. So I wonder what it would feel like if we're actually flying. Does anybody want to try it?
Let's do this.
Okay, wait, hold on. I got.
Oh, here's your teapot.
Oh, perfect. And. Okay, now drink it.
All right, ready?
1, 2, 3.
I like a shot. Isn't it tea?
We're taking like a shot.
I love it.
Going the Amber Rose route of.
Not
Oh,
the
yeah.
best taste, but you know. Oh,
It reminds me of something. Can't place it.
shoes.
Maybe shoes. Maybe shoes.
These ones don't taste very good.
As you're starting to fly on there, getting a little high.
Okay.
Oh.
You
Rising.
there now?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little slow.
It is also almost 11 o'clock, so I mean,
my
it is
boy.
late, and I apologize.
No.
Can I have just one more? thing for
Absolutely.
Riza? So Riza, she holds a grudge,
Mhm.
but she's got a soft spot. So she's taken a little handkerchief and she's like flung it at like Philomena. It's like, you look filthy. You should clean up.
Thanks for looking out for me.
Nope, not looking at you.
I mean, thanks for noticing the grind.
Nope, I wasn't looking at you at all.
I'm gonna shut up.
Just kiss already.
I'm angry. You don't kiss and make things better.
Of course you can.
Okay, don't look at me.
So sometimes when you're angry at somebody, it feels good to feel good together. Just saying.
Is that why you kissed Amber Rose during her seance?
I wasn't angry.
You were filled with passion.
I was
Rage.
with passion.
Anyway.
What do you think would happen if we swapped these pipes?
And on that note, thank you all so much for watching. That wraps up this playthrough of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Thank you for joining us for the month of June, for Pride Month. Happy Pride, everyone. We got a few days left. Thank you all so much. This has been an absolutely incredible journey with each and every one of you, my beautiful players around this table. This has been an incredible adventure, and I hope I get to play again with you very, very soon.
Yeah.
See you, cool.
Because you're all amazing.
You're amazing.
And you're amazing. So a few quick announcements before we wrap up for the evening. Our July is currently in flux. Quest and Chaos is reorganizing for the back half of 2023. So join our Discord if you want to keep up with all the latest news. We post all of our announcements there. We also post on social media, but people don't seem to interact there. So Discord is your best place to really find out what's going on. And as we're wrapping up tonight, I have a challenge for each and every one of you watching. There's 65 people on right now. So,
Hello, Brad.
as a challenge for you, my beautiful, beautiful viewers, tell a friend about us. Tell a friend about your favorite short shot. If you don't have one yet, go to the YouTube channel. That's where the rest of this lives right now. So go ahead and check out the beginning of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. If you came in with one of the several raids that we had tonight, thank you. We truly appreciate it. Go and check out the beginning of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I also recommend, if you prefer D&D, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. I ran that as well. I had a great time. My players were insane, and it was great. So, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. And remember, stay juicy, my friends.
Stay juicy.